Hey, we're live, Chris.
We are live.
Nice. How you doing today?
I'm good. It's cold here.
Good.
17.
17 degrees. It's
Yeah.
cold here too, buddy.
And guess what? My
What?
pipes were frozen at camp again.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I did? I heat taped everything
Mm-hmm.
and put insulation on it.
Yeah.
Now the water comes into the garage first and then goes under the ground up into the house trailer at camp. So
No.
I did everything out in the garage, and that solved the problem for a long time until it dipped into single digits last night. And where it comes out of the ground up underneath the water heater under the trailer,
You
that
got
froze.
so you got to insulate that or something. Can
Yeah,
you get?
I'm gonna have to get a short heat tape, like a 6-footer,
Yeah.
and wrap that and insulate that, and I'll be good again.
Yeah.
I just went out with a heat gun, heated it up real quick, and got the water on again.
There you go. Well, at least you
No
know where it
biggie.
is, and
Yeah,
it's
and
easy
it's
to
gonna be
get
50
to.
degrees Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday. I'm all
Yeah.
good. It's okay, but cracks me up.
Yeah. Well,
Hello,
this
Miss
time.
Bernie. Your mom's in.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Chris. Thanks for coming in tonight. We're just sit around here and wait for some people to get in,
Daniel
but
Berry. I don't know if I know Daniel Berry. Do I know Daniel Berry?
he's been in all. He's a good supporter of the
I've seen
channel.
him
Yeah.
I see him come in before, but I don't know that I've ever had him on my channel or
Or
anything.
maybe he needs to go over and check you out, Chris.
Maybe Daniel Berry. Go check out my
Go
channel
check out my
sometime.
stuff. Go check out my
Yeah,
stuff, Daniel.
yeah.
Well,
Maybe you'll like it.
yeah, I do.
Well, we're gonna
I
me and
like it, Chris.
Ted. We're gonna do it this year. We're gonna commit to a date this summer.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming to the burrow, and you
yeah.
already strung up your rods and got one
Oh yeah.
ready for me, right?
I got rods ready for you, buddy.
We
And
are
I
gonna
just
have a
shared your link.
collaboration video.
I just shared your link, buddy.
Okay.
It's
We
on
are
there.
gonna have a collaboration video.
Yep, I'm
And
gonna. Chris is gonna
I
outfish
love
me
to
and beat
fish.
me.
I love to fish too, but I just don't film a lot of it because I'm usually solo filming.
Yep.
But if we're on the boat, man, I can set out a camera and
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
know,
We'll have the Yolatech stick out with the GoPro on it. We'll have
yeah,
the other camera. We'll be good to go. We'll have all kinds of
we'll have
different
cameras
angles.
all over the boat. You'll have
You have
every
to show
angle.
me. You have to show me how to fish.
Yeah, right. Hopefully, you're gonna put me on a 3-pound smallie.
I could probably guarantee you 2.5 to 3 pound smallie
Nice.
for sure.
Big T Polinoski's in here, Big Daddy.
31 and sunny here, huh? It's a little cooler here. I don't know what it is here actually, Chris. You said 17 up your way.
It made it up to 23 today here.
Okay, let me see what we are right now. My dad probably knows, but we're 20. We're
Southeast
29.
Georgia kayak bass fishing. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Southeast Georgia? Thanks for coming in. If you
There's
guys
another one I
haven't,
haven't heard of. If he likes stuff we're talking about, maybe he wants to check out my channel too.
for sure, the link is there for City Sticker Chris. If you guys will go over and check him out. If you're not subscribed to his channel or my channel, please consider doing so. And also, when you jump in here, please hit the like button. It helps us out on these lives.
I do have to say, Ted, I do like. I told you earlier when we were talking. You said you was watching fishing, and I was like, man, I can't handle watching fishing all day, But I have to say, I do enjoy your fishing content though.
Thanks.
Because,
At least somebody does, right?
Yeah. Well, especially when the kids are going, you got the kids, they're swapping out rods and swapping out lures, and they're catching fish left and right. You hardly have time to even put your line in the water. That's what cracks me up.
When Ace and Theo were out there with me, I just had to rip my tag off because we were at Ace's birthday today, and I still had that on. But yeah, when they're out there, it's pretty much you don't have that much time, and then I want them to catch the fish anyway because if I'm there, I'm catching them. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm out there throwing my line in, I'm catching them. So I'm like, you know what? I want them to have the opportunity. But then when they start losing interest and they're not catching them, then I jump up there and try to get it. You know what I mean? So, but Ace and Theo are great fishermen. They've come a long way from fishing. They both know what they need to do, how to do things. I can't wait till I can start letting Theo, like when he's able to drive the boat and like work the trolling motor and stuff, because I'm going to throw him up front and I'll be on the back with the Yolatech stick video and me, and I'll let him control the boat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but
I look forward to stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll
like
set you up.
19 and he's not even driving yet. I look forward to seeing him drive.
Yeah.
because my daughter, she's 24, going on 25 next month, and she didn't start driving until she was 21.
Hey,
Like I don't force anything on them, you
I
know.
wouldn't force that at all, you know.
No,
It is
no.
tough driving them around everywhere. So it's kind of like, yeah, go drive, but then you have that fear of letting them drive. So that's my fear right there. And Carly's
Yeah,
right there right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Ace got a new bow case and a camo jacket. I'm sure he was stoked.
yeah, he's wearing it around the house. He should shoot the bow in the house. Amber should let him
Oh,
shoot the bow in the house. No, I'm just
woo,
kidding.
I did that with my nephew once, and he put one through my basement window.
Awesome.
Not cool.
Yeah,
Luckily, that was my old house in Pittsburgh, not the one I built up here in the woods. In the woods,
hoods to the woods.
from the hoods to the woods.
So yeah, it's 29 here, Chris.
Oh, okay,
29 degrees here. So
I can't wait. It's supposed to get a little warmer. But yeah, I mean, Ted got a hold of me and said, "Let's talk some more urban hunting and possibly like urban plotting."
yeah, nobody talk. I haven't seen too many people talk about that. And since our last urban live, because we are trying to introduce that urban into the community, I don't see really too many people. Like you have channels like Seek One and all them really big channels
Yeah,
that are doing urban hunts and everything. But just like on our level here with the community that we have, we don't really see too much urban talk about hunting.
right.
And I called Chris up today, and Chris is that kind of friend where it's like, hey, Chris, let's go live tonight. And he's like, all right. He's like, let's go early because we stay up late and we go long. I said, yep, we'll go. He's wanted to go at 6, so we're going to do that. But I was like, hey, let's get it in. Let's start talking about this, the urban hunting. But we talked about, we introduced the urban hunting last time we were on. But I wanted to start talking about like what you can do in the urban areas for food plotting and like putting, getting yourself a little place where you can. But we're going to get into all of that stuff with this live. If anybody is interested in asking any questions or stopping up to give us a story or what you do, just ask us to share the link and we will share the link with you, and you can come up on panel and ask your question and talk for a little bit, and hang out with us if you want to on a panel. That's fine. But we want to do that because we want to be interactive on the live here. And what I did was I started a goal. We are going to do a giveaway here in the live if we reach that goal. If you guys haven't seen that on all my lives, I'm going to try to do a goal. And if we do hit the goal during the live, we will do a giveaway during the live. Okay, for all you. But I do have some hat hooks. Speaking of fishing, I got some hat hooks, and this is from Gary from Joe Bait and Tackle.
Hey, John from Hunting and Stuff.
Hey, Hunting and Stuff. And I just got the hat hooks in the mail yesterday. So I am going to give these away today in the live. So thank you, Gary from Joe Bait and Tackle, for that. And then also, I just got my Jinxum seed order in not too long ago.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of, I'm not calling these stickers. These are actually vehicle window decals from Jinxum Sense. We got a bunch of these decals that we're going to give away. Also, these are going to be given away no matter what. But if we hit our goal, what I'm going to do is, since it's frost seed time, Chris,
Yeah.
if we hit our goal, I'm going to give away a bag of X20.
No way. That is cool.
I'm going to give a bag of X20 away if we hit our goal tonight.
Nice.
In this live, then I'm going to give a bag of the X20 away. Now, let me explain that before we get into everything. The X20 is a clover and alfalfa blend. It's just from Jinxum. It is a Springer fall planting, maturity 45 days. And what I'll do is I'm just going to order this straight from Jinxum and send it, because this is mine. You're not getting mine.
Okay, I thought you were doing your new seed.
No, you're not. You're not getting my seed. I gotta order it for you guys. I'm not giving you my seed, Chris. No way. So
I thought you were giving up your bag.
No, I ain't giving up my frost seeding. No. But so this is a clover and alfalfa blend. It has 3 different clovers. Landine. Oh no, it has 4 different clovers. It has Alsike. It has medium red. It has Ladino, and it has crimson clover, and it also has some alfalfa in it as well.
I like that mix.
Yeah, I like this mix too. So we're gonna give a bag of this X20 away.
Hey, so John,
if we hit it.
John from Hunting and Stuff, you're still in here? If you are,
yeah,
comment.
I think so.
Comment. I got something to tell you.
I think it says Chris, and he gave you a little fist pump.
If he's still here, I want to talk to him.
What's up, Bullets?
Real quick.
Yep.
Hello, Bullets and Barbecue.
Have him comment. Hunting and stuff. Yep, he's here.
There he is. Okay, let me say something to him real quick.
Go ahead.
John from Hunting and Stuff. I just want to tell you, I appreciate you. This is that's a channel that he lets me post my content on every week.
What?
That's one of the places I share my content on. And a lot of times he shares it out on his personal page for me. I think that's really cool. He's been a great supporter over the years.
That's awesome.
He supported before he even knew who I was, and I was hanging out with Dave, and we was doing lives with Dave. And when I first started with Dave, and we got together and collaborated together, and we was building Dave's channel up, Dave had like 3,000 subscribers at the time. And when he was getting near his 4,000 subscribers, he was going to give away a trail camera, and John won the camera.
Did he really?
Yeah, he won the camera when we hit.
So John is a long time subscriber and follower and supporter of your channel. That's awesome.
Yes. Yep. And I just wanted to say thank you to John from Hunting and Stuff at J&J there.
Nice.
And, I appreciate the guy.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's
hope he's there and he heard me.
Yeah, I think he's there. We got 11 people in here. So tonight, if we hit our goal, check out the goal at the top of the chat on YouTube. You won't see it in the stream. I don't see it in my StreamYard chat, but there is a goal at the top of the chat. If you click that, you'll see what the goal is. If we hit our goal tonight, we're going to give away a bag of the X20 perennial plot seed tonight. If we don't hit it, that's okay too. I'm just glad you guys are all in here. We're going to be giving away in the chat today. We're going to be giving away hat hooks. And we're going to be giving away the Jinxum decals. And these are vehicle decals, window decals. They're the good ones. They're the two-piece decal. You put the film on it and you peel it off. So these are good ones. So we're going to give away the decals. And I think there is 6 of the decals in here.
Is the seed quarter acre or half acre?
Quarter acre, Chris.
Quarter acre, okay.
Yeah, that's a quarter acre. Yep.
Okay.
Quarter acre contains small seeds. It should be covered with no more than 3/16 inch dirt. Yep. I guess you could get away with maybe a little more than that, but I think that's about as deep as you want to go with it.
Yeah. Quarter inch max. I would.
Yeah, your recommended soil pH is 6.2 to 7 on this too. So
yeah, and that's
make sure your
alfalfa's in it.
Yep.
The other things will grow without the pH being that high, but you should have your pH somewhere around 6.0 or higher anyhow. For optimal length.
That's the fact.
Yeah,
that is a fact. So, John, thank you for supporting Chris. Thank you for supporting me as well. Bullets and Barbecue, thank you for coming in. Indiana Chris, another great supporter as well. So, let's get to the main event here, Chris. We've been talking about our stuff, so let's get to it. So now you guys have known that we've started this urban information. Basically, I was going to call it the Urban Hunting Podcast, but you guys get the idea. It's urban hunting. Whenever you see that logo with me, or not me, it's a picture of a guy in a tree with the Pittsburgh City silhouette in the background. That is our urban hunting. Chris sort of has that, something like that on your banner.
Yeah, that's you have that logo. Yeah,
that's your logo. So it's like that urban hunting. So we want to bring that to you guys because there ain't a lot of talk about that, as much talk about that. It's just hunting, but nobody gives you like a specifics. So Chris and I are trying to specifically talk about just urban. Now we do both. I do both.
Logo. There's my logo there. See the hunter in the tree, my deer on top's the woods, and it's like a mirror image into water. You can see the cityscape.
I lost you for a second.
Okay, you froze up too. Okay, there I am there. So there's a deer hunter in a tree. There's a buck standing there. There's a woods environment, and then like underneath is the cityscape, almost like a reflection in the water. So I'm gonna get some stickers. Eventually, I'm gonna get some stickers made up with that logo, and I might even get them in color. We'll see what happens. I contacted a couple people, and they were like, "Oh, we can't do that in color." I said, "Well, I'll find somebody that can." I guess I could have put that on its side, and you could have seen it easier that way. It's bigger that way. Yeah. But you can see the Pittsburgh City line, like PPG Place there and all that, So yeah, that's my logo.
Yeah, and then I did the logo with our stuff. See, I have your thing up here, Chris, because I was going to put it in the thing. I have it right there, but
that's the banner. Yeah,
that's the banner logo, and then this is the live now. That's when you see that come up with Chris and I, we're usually going to be talking about urban hunting.
Yeah.
So, and then underneath of that will be the title, like it when I put urban hunting and food plotting, that's going to be the like this logo right there. That's going to be, you're going to see something like that with the description of the live at the bottom of that. So that's what you're going to see with Chris and I. But we wanted to tap on the urban hunting. There's one. All right, Chris, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. We got one
There you go.
goal met there, so that's awesome. So what we want to do is, like I said, tap into the urban hunting and get a little more detailed. We don't really see too many people talking about urban. Like me, I could walk out my door, walk across the street, and go over here and hunt. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we want to bring that to you because I believe there's a lot more people out there that do that more than, like people don't have properties and private properties, and they don't have farms. So a lot of people go around their house if they can on small plots and things. So that's what we want to. That's what this urban hunting is all about.
I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but when I lived in Pittsburgh, there was a Pittsburgh guy there named Bob Kirshner. He has sense, and he used to make hunting videos. Well, he had a cool video which really hit home with me because he drove to Murraysville, got out of his car in plain clothes, pulled on camo coveralls, grabbed his bow, and he would park behind a Kmart in Murraysville, and he went hunting. I was like, the dude's all right with me because that's kind of stuff I used to pull,
Yeah.
I'd go places, get changed in the parking lot, and go hunt out back.
That's we all did that, huh?
Actually, I went down. Oh, geez, what's the name of the town? Where's all them stripper clubs down in Pittsburgh, erotica and all that? What's that town called down there?
McKees Rocks.
Yeah.
See, my mom clubs.
Well, my mom grew up above McKees Rocks back in the day.
Yeah.
And there's a shopping center up there, and I can't remember what it's called. But a guy I used to work with in the union lived right there, right around that neighborhood. And he's like, dude, you got to come hunting with me. He's like, I got these monster bucks running around. And I was like, well, where's it at? And he told me McKees Rocks. I'm like, McKees Rocks?
He was telling you that in case you didn't see no deer, you can go to the strip club after.
Well, ended up, we didn't see very many deer, but we was right behind the shopping mall. We literally parked at the mall, got dressed in the parking lot, and went right behind the mall there and we shopping. It was kind of weird, but I mean, you could see.
You wouldn't believe the places.
Yeah, you can't believe what you see in these places. It's ridiculous, You just never know what's lurking.
Parkway Center Mall in Green Tree. I hunted behind that mall.
Really?
I've hunted behind Giant Eagle. I've hunted many places.
Mom and Dad's down there where I grew up in Verona, and I bought my house in Verona also. And I told this story before. This is kind of where the city sticker name came from. Was I grew up down there in the Verona area, and on the edge of Verona and Penn Hills was this 10-acre, probably was all it was a patch of woods behind all these houses. And there was only really 2 acres that I had real permission to hunt out of the 10. But I could get away with sneaking around in there if I had to. But anyhow, yeah, I was just right there on the edge of town, and I could see the hillside from my front porch, and I could just get up there after work and nestle in and hunt. But one of the things I was going to say was right across the street from my house, my neighbor's yard is on a hillside that goes down over pretty steeply. And like I said, back in the day, those deer were up on that hill. Well, now they've migrated down the hill, and now they're in the neighborhoods, and they're like having fawns in people's yards, and they're running around the streets. And right now, there's this big 10-point running around, and it's funny.
Yeah, my dad just said we went to Phil's Archery in McKees Rocks. That's where I got my first dart and bow. Was at Phil's Archery. That was a good archery shop.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think my dad met Ted Nugent come down there once.
Really?
Yeah, he was down there. I didn't see him. I think my dad was down there to see him. I didn't see Ted Nugent.
Okay.
But yeah, so he was down there. But yeah, Phil's archery. I believe that's gone now though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I go out to Ultimate on by Boys Park out that way now. So
I don't even know what's around there anymore.
mm-hmm.
I used to be able to shoot your bow at Boys Park. They had
Yeah.
an archery range up that way. I used to go up there with a buddy. He lived in Plumboro, and
Mm-hmm.
he would shoot his bow
Mm-hmm.
up there, and we used to meet up there and shoot around. But you know, they had some really junk bales and stuff, though. I mean, they were starting to use hay bales instead of those Excelsior bales or whatever they call them really compacted things.
Yeah.
And they just today's bows just blow right through those hay bales, you know. So yeah, I quit doing that. What's it say? Indiana Chris here on
Right.
city, but across the tracks 2 blocks away is county. Gotcha.
You all right?
Yep. Yeah.
Huh?
But yeah,
All
it's
right.
the urban hunting's fun as long. And one of the important things about urban hunting though is you need to get permission. Have permission to be where you're at, because man, you're just looking for trouble. I mean, these people have no clue who you are. They're tree huggers, and they see somebody hunting, they automatically just pick up the phone and call the cops.
Well, see, the thing is with that too, Chris. Like everybody says the tree huggers, but you know what? If somebody's hunting close to my house too, I'm kind of concerned myself.
Well, yeah,
because you don't know. Like me, I know I'm not going to do something. Obviously, I try to respect everybody's stuff, but you don't know.
But a bow is 50 yards.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, so someone could be 50 yards off your fence line and be legal.
Yep. But you've heard of all the horror stories with there's arrows stuck in somebody's house.
Sure.
Somebody broke a window. There's arrows lying in their yard. Somebody shot.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. And that gives us a bad name. You know what I mean? So I ask and urge everybody that is urban hunting, please follow the rules. Think about all your shots. And
the other thing is the shot placement. You've got to make sure that you don't make marginal shots.
Yeah.
Or you'll end up doing like I did that one time, and it fell down in someone's yard. And
yeah, don't do what Chris does. No, I'm just kidding.
The bad part was I was only like 60 yards from somebody's yard. You know, I was down the hillside from someone's yard up on top. And when I shot that deer, it ran straight uphill and died in their yard underneath the kitchen window where a lady was washing dishes. So when I tracked the deer up there and parted the bushes, there was a lady standing there washing dishes, and the light was shining right out of the window down onto the deer. I don't know how she didn't see it.
Yeah.
But pretty funny. So I just waited a while and came back and got it out of there later.
Well, you know how you have the ring now? You have the camera on the front door. It's like a ring you can connect to your phone. Mm-hmm. Well, this year in West Mifflin here where I live at is I seen all kinds of messages with, hey, there's a dead deer. People are idiots. People shot deer and and they come and died in my yard. There's a dead deer. Don't these hunters know how to hunt? Right. All that stuff. So, you got to be very, very careful what you do. If you don't have a good shot and you put a bad shot on a deer, that deer could run through people's yards, and then their kids are looking at it. Somebody don't like deer hunting, so you can get into a bunch of stuff. But it is legal if you're following all the rules, if you're doing your part. I know the cops in my way. Some of them are sitting there when I walk at it in the daytime. I walk out and talk to them, have conversations with them. So it's good to let people know that you're in that area if you can. If you can get to know the neighbors that you're hunting around, talk to them, let them know. You're going to get some people that are like, absolutely not. They're going to call the cops, and the cops are going to tell them, well, you're allowed to do that if you're following the rules. But if you know somebody, and you're going to be in the area, they see you driving up and down their street or something, it's not a bad idea to stop and just let them know. What is this start thing? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's what I started. Okay, I'm looking at that. Never mind. I auto started the super chats. That's what Chris's was started.
So one of the things we wanted to mention tonight was like, if you have permission to hunt somewhere, and you may want to add a little tiny food plot to it, like a little micro plot or something. That being said, though, like I said, there again, have permission, but you're going to need enough sunlight to make this stuff happen. So you want to get in there and take care of the undergrowth. rake away any debris you can, and you're going to basically throw seed. You're going to put down some seed before it rains. Um, that's one of the ways you could get something established in there. But I mean, it would be smart to have a small soil test too. I mean, you're when you do something in the woods, normally all the acidity from dead, dying, decaying leaves or pine needles is really making your soil acidic. So, I mean, you're gonna have a little time involved, a little bit of money involved. But if you do a soil sample, which cost you under $20, but you might want to draw them in towards you, and have a little kill plot, little shot plot, whatever you
Shot
want to
plot.
call it,
Yep.
you know.
Little
Um,
honey hole, little shot plot.
yeah.
Let's
Now you
go
you
ahead.
can get
Sorry.
you can get clover to establish in low pH.
White
I mean,
clover's a good one.
you can get it. I mean, it wouldn't always take a soil sample, but I would recommend it. But I
Hmm.
mean, you can get away with spreading some clover seed down, and it'll come up. As long as you have the sunlight and there's not too much weed competition or grass or shrubbery. Just got to get some sunlight to it. You know.
Hmm. And that's sometimes a problem because obviously you can't do it on public land because you're not allowed to do that in public land. So you
Yeah, you
can't you
can't.
can't cut trees down. You can't. So we're talking about maybe people's property you're hunting that's private, and you could say, hey, do you mind if I
Yeah.
whack a few trees down to let some light in here, and I want to do a little plot with a rake and some, you get in there with the rake and you scrape it up, and I'm talking 20 yards by 20, maybe 20 by 30, 30 by 30,
Yeah.
somewhere in that area that you can do by hand.
Yep. Go in with a mower or weed whacker or a set of shears,
Mhm.
limb saws, whatever you got to do to get the sunlight down, because you're not going to do anything without sunlight. So
You're not going to do anything without permission as well, so
as
that's the
well.
that's the hard part. You don't want to go in and do something like that because you're going to obviously bring attention to your spot,
Yeah.
and it's illegal. So we want to be legal here. We're not promoting anything illegal on this live to go do that, but make sure if it's mostly private property, you know what I mean? Like if you're allowed to do this, so definitely ask. But it don't hurt to put an attractant in. Obviously in PA, you can't put minerals or anything out. So you need to grow something. Honeysuckle is another good one, Chris. If you can get honeysuckle started and then put the honeysuckle in your area, that's minimal. You can put that up. My dad actually did that with the honeysuckle in my backyard. He put it over by his house to see if it would grow, and to this day, it took over the hillside, the honeysuckle, and those deer are down there on the side eating that honeysuckle right probably now,
Yeah.
because it stays green for a while. So you can do something like that. But I definitely think soil samples for sure. I think you're gonna in the woods, your soil is gonna be all out of whack. I think it'll be out of whack.
Yeah, it's going to be terribly low. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. We've done a lot of woods plots, and I mean, on our lease property we had, and then I do a lot here at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first started them, they was as low as a 5.
Mm-hmm.
One of them at the lease was as low as like 4.6.
Yeah, that's tough.
So it takes a lot to get a plot rolling like that. But if it's like you said, if it's a shot plot, if it's only like 20 by 20 or something, I mean, get 6 bags of lime and spread it, and put your clover in this year. Don't worry about fertilization so much the first year, because you got to get the pH up before the fertilizer can be uptaked into the plants and be usable anyhow. So, just get the lime on it the first year, maybe plant your clovers and things, let that build soil, store nitrogen in the nodules of the roots of the clover. And then the next year, get a soil test again and see where you're at, and amend again, order some more lime, you know. I mean, it's just a work in progress. And a lot of people that try these little plots, they see the first year as a failure,
And they won't do it again.
Yeah, and they don't try it again because they
Hmm.
think they failed. Well, like I said, it doesn't happen always the first year. You've got weed competition, you've got weed seeds that are in the ground because you're gonna want to scratch up the ground with a rake or something, and
Hmm.
that's gonna unearth some more stuff. You know,
You got leaves after they lose their off the trees. The leaves
yeah,
fall in it
you need to get
can
all
snuff
debris that
out.
you
Yeah,
can off.
they'll
You
snuff
know,
out the stuff that's growing. So you got to
I mean,
maintain it.
and it's not going to grow. Clover's so slow growing anyhow that you're going to think that you failed. But the second year on the clover growth is usually better. Second, third, fourth year.
Hmm.
But you just need to keep up on checking that pH and amending that with the lime. And then when you get up around a 6.0, optimal would be 6.5. When you get around that range, that's when you want to make sure your fertility is really good, um, because you're just wasting money on fertilizer if you're throwing it down and your pH is wrong.
Yeah.
Because if your pH is down around a 5.0,
Hmm.
about 50% of your fertilizer is unusable. So
You're
when you get
wasting it.
yeah, you're totally wasting it. When you get up around a 5.5, it's like 33% of it's wasted. So
Hmm.
and it just escalates and goes from there. But yeah, the numbers don't lie. So if you can get the pH up, then you can worry about the fertilization later. But just get something a little established.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure, Chris. 5 is pretty acidic, but
Yeah.
a lot of properties that are virgin like that usually are down around a 5.
Mhm. All right, Chris. So let's talk about, like he just said there. Chris said that it's acidic. So you get your soil sample, you find out that it's acidic. Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
throw your lime and everything down that year. Now lime takes a while to get in the ground to do anything. Okay.
Mm.
What are you planting in acidic soils as opposed to some sweet soil? What Give me the two products that you would use for acidic soil and the product that you would use for the sweet soil. Like, what if you were on leaning more towards the acidic side? What's a good product to use to get something going?
Well, I wouldn't if it was so acidic that you don't think the clover's gonna take off on you
Mm-hmm.
and you don't think it'll do well. I would go with some winter grains. Plant that winter wheat or winter rye in there and let that
Mm-hmm.
build the soil for the first year. You
Okay.
know, that's easy to establish. You can grow that stuff on concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it, you could go with grains like that. Um, the first year, if you don't want to try the clovers yet,
Yep.
uh, you can use some some of the clovers that are more tolerant for pH, which like a white Dutch or something like that would be a little bit more tolerant
Mm-hmm.
for low pH and shade.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean there is options. I don't have them all off the top of my head,
No,
but
I got you. I
that's
got
what
you.
I could give you right now off the top of
Yeah.
the head. That's some of the things I would go with right away.
And then the sweeter soil, you would go with the clovers.
Yeah, the sweeter stuff I would definitely, if you're ready for fertilization, yeah, you go with the nice white stuff. Now, providing you have the sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Go for the nice white Ladinos, medium reds, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's there's if you really have, like I said, the sun and the photosynthesis and your fertilization and your pH is on point, you can grow anything right there in that spot.
Yeah, and you want to go with you probably want to go with like a faster growing seed for that woods. You don't want something long term like like the long growing is like the Ladinos, the Dutch, the Durania, the Cura, but the Crimson, Berseem, Arrowleaf, Ballet, what else? Medium reds. There's
Yeah.
also a yellow sweet clover as well, and I don't know what that how that. I never used it or saw it before, but that's
Yeah.
like a fairly quick, growing, faster growing. You would want something faster growing in the
Well, if
woods.
you want fast growing stuff, put annuals in.
Hmm.
If you want something to be there next year, put a perennial in. That way
Yeah.
it grows, starts, establishes this year, and it'll be there next year to build upon. And you could actually frost seed it, which is about this time of year is
Hmm.
prime. to get in your frost seeding.
Yeah. There's
And
also a biannual, correct? There's also a biannual.
Crimson is
is
biannual.
biannual.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crimson clover is biannual.
You get 2 years out of that one. So that would be something. What I would do, Chris, and correct me if I'm wrong, if it's a good system, is I would probably put a biannual in. The first year I would plant it, hopefully build some soil and everything, and it's coming back next year, but then hit it with the frost seeding to overfrost it. That's what I would probably do.
But I would have a mixture. I wouldn't plant one seed.
One.
I would have like 3 different clovers together.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if one doesn't like that soil and doesn't germinate? Then you just failed.
Yep.
So, you want to have some stuff, a variety, a diversity, and go that route. For sure.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Now, what I found in my food plots and stuff like that is like I'll dump out down in Ohio like sweet feed, like anywhere in the woods, okay? Because I'm putting a mineral pile down or whatever. Right. But the sweet feed, the Western sweet feed, I use that a lot. I think that's sort of like the icing on the cake type deal. Like, it's something extra. So when we dump corn out, I usually put the sweet feed over top. Now, people won't dump out just the sweet feed because when it rains, it gets mushy and it goes into the ground and it gets pretty nasty. Right. Well, I always like to put my corn down and I sort of create the bed and I dump that on top of it. And if it does rain, it creates a corn coating. That's the way I look at it. So it makes the corn palatable and it gives it a taste and you don't waste it. Okay. But I've dumped out that Western mix and in there's like wheat, barley, oats, and things like that. But where I've dumped that sweet feed at, I found that stuff growing.
You had regeneration.
You have the regeneration of the oats, the barley, the wheat.
Right.
So, and that ground has never been tested. It's probably acidic too, so you could go into like that. You were saying the winter wheat, the oats, maybe. Yeah. I would definitely, the rye you can grow on, like you said, concrete. So if you're not sure or your pH is pretty low, throw a rye. Now, we don't mean ryegrass, guys, right, Chris? We don't want the ryegrass.
You don't want ryegrass, and there's many reasons for that.
Yeah, the ryegrass does not have any kind of nutrition value. And Chris, you can explain that. Go ahead and explain the ryegrass and stay away from mixes and stuff like that.
Let me just go through this real quick. And, when you use a ryegrass, the grass, it's a cheap filler, what ryegrass is. And that's actually more suited for like your yard grass, that type of thing.
Kentucky bluegrass.
It's not desirable by the deer unless they're starving,
Yeah.
It's considered a cheap filler. It's aggressive. It will outcompete more desirable plants in your mix. It's very low nutrition, and it's what is called allelopathic, which means it releases certain chemicals that actually will retard or slow the growth of the good plants around it.
Because that wants to survive, so it wants to throw out a defense mechanism
it
so it can grow.
Something that, like, if it's up against a brassica or something, it retards it. Doesn't let it grow correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not. It's the palatability of it's just low. It's almost non-desirable at all for them.
Yeah.
And it's basically considered a noxious weed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the industry standard.
In a food
we've been preaching it for years that if you see a mix that has ryegrass in it, to run, because it's just not good for your plots.
Mm-hmm.
So be aware of that.
And people put that in there too, because that grass will grow just about anywhere as well. So when you throw that in the woods,
concrete too, and they use it a lot in these throw and grows.
Yes, the throw and grows are a big culprit.
The people are like, look, it's green. I grew something. Well, yeah, it's ryegrass, and it'll grow on concrete if it's got enough.
Hey, moisture. Kevin, thanks for coming in. Yeah, it's a very low quality, You don't want the ryegrass. Now, the rye grain is totally different. Rye grain is totally different than ryegrass. The grass seed is bigger. It's a grain. It looks like a grain. The ryegrass is a seed, like a grass seed that you buy in your Scotts or your Pennington seed blends. It looks like a grass seed that small, but the rye grain is thicker. It almost looks like a piece of rice.
Yeah,
that's how you know it's the rye grain. You want the rye grain. And I am very we use rye grain a lot down at our camp. We never used it before, so we started planting it. And that stuff is definitely if your food plots are failing, and I'm not just talking about in the woods right now, Chris. I'm talking about
anywhere.
Plant fall plantings. We don't plant summer plant fall. We're gonna frost seed this year for the one main plot to try to get the clover established. That's why we're planting it in March. But once we get that clover plot established, we're just going to keep frost seeding that every year and leave that as is, and just keep putting different mixes of clover in there to keep maturity rates at different rates, and if something don't grow. So we're going to do that. But when we plant something like, say, radishes, kale, rape, dwarf Essex rape, turnips, radishes, what else is there we put in there?
Any of your turnip.
Turnips, any of that stuff. Daikon radish, purple top turnips, beets, all that stuff. And if you put it in, we get growth in there, but then there's some bare spots. Okay. Sometimes the sun isn't hitting one side of the plot as much as the other. So you're going to get some minimal growth on one. You might get the stems come up, and then the deer usually whack them and hit them to the ground. So you got some bare spots. That rye grain seed is an excellent filler for the season to sort of save your food plots. So, and we paid $20,
$20 for 50 pound bag.
So it goes a long way, and it's cheap, and it will save your plot. So I recommend, if you're planting food plots and you want a food plot for that fall, just buy a bag of rye just to have it as a backup after all your seed is bought. And after it starts growing, you'll see where it thins out at. And take that rye grain and just broadcast it in that plot, and you'll see grow within 3 weeks. It'll start hitting and coming up. So
and I've actually been working on Ted, trying to get him to plant winter wheat instead of winter rye.
Whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm not disagreeing with him.
No, you think that the wheat you've had results where they walk through the rye and hit the wheat. I do.
And if you pick a blade of each one and chew on it, you could tell that the wheat is sweeter.
Yeah.
And that's why they do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would either mix them, or myself, I like to just do the wheat.
Yeah. No, you like the wheat better. And that may be a thing. How much is there any difference in cost?
Not really. Like $2 a bag.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
we may try that. And like you said, they walk through the rye, because rye is kind of a basic green plant. I mean, if you think about it, the rye grain, I mean, it's a filler and it's good to keep green, and it does build your soil a little bit. But if they don't eat it, it does get woody and stemmy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it gets too high. Now, Chris is asking, do we till in that cover crop? You don't have to, Chris. That stuff will grow on concrete. You can put that out right before a rain, just like clover or brassicas for that matter. Those are 4 things, that you could just broadcast out before rain, and it will catch. And the winter wheat and the winter rye, I've seen people say that it germinates down to 33 degrees. I like to tell people more around between 35 and 37, because I think that's more realistic. It'll germinate down that low. So like you get a warm day, like next week, it's supposed to be in the 40s and 50s. Like if you've got winter wheat or winter rye in a plot, it'll actually try to regrow a little bit. You get some warm days strung together like that, it'll actually germinate a little bit. And then if it gets cold again, so what? It just goes back into dormancy, just like clover does.
Yeah, he said he meant for the pH, like soil builder. I like to. I'm going to cut it
back in for green manure. He's meaning. Yeah, you can till it back in for green manure. Sure, you could.
I would cut it as low as possible if you can.
I like to see, because if you let winter wheat and winter rye go too long, obviously it gets high. I did an experiment once, and my winter wheat was like almost 6 feet tall, and my winter rye came up. I had it mixed, and the winter rye was a little over 4 feet, almost 5. So I just let it go all summer just to see what it would do for an experiment. But what you got to be careful of is that it doesn't go to seed. You got to catch it in a dough stage and terminate it. Now you see people talking about crimping, rolling, mowing it, whatever you got to do to terminate it at that point. What I did is I went in with a brush hog, and I put the brush hog as high as I could, and I mowed it off as high as I could, and then I lowered it and did it went over it again, and then a third time I took it right to the ground. But if you let it go that long, like I did, now it was just for experimental reasons. You have so much thatch left behind that I actually put the cultivators on and raked all that thatch off. And what was left behind, then I tilled that in, because it's just too much to like do a no-till seed into, because there was just so much thatch left behind.
All right, now you have to explain the dough stage of the plant. So
Okay, the dough stage would be when the seed heads, when the heads on the top of that winter wheat and winter rye starts going to seed, you can actually pull that off a seed, a head, a kernel. You can actually grab it and squeeze it, and it should come out milky, or without being too graphic, you could squeeze it and it looked like a pimple popping, basically. Yeah,
like
it's
milkweed.
White, yeah, it's white and milky, and that's what they call the dough stage. And if your seed gets beyond the dough stage and it's hard seed, what ends up happening is a lot of that plant will drop that hard seed down and try to germinate it. And if that's going to create a lot of problems, because you're going to have millions and millions of seeds per square foot, and you're just going to have a totally smothered plot, and you may end up having to burn it off or spray it or something, to get rid of some of it at that point.
It can get out of hand, is what you're saying.
It will get out of hand for sure. Just like buckwheat will do. If you plant a spring buckwheat patch and want to, till that in if you want to till that in for green manure, you got to watch the seed on that it doesn't go hard on you.
So you have to, if you were crimping that, Chris, you'd have to crimp it in the dough stage as well, correct? Crimp it, and what you would do is you would go through the buckwheat, and you would plant your food plot through the buckwheat, then you would crimp it and spray it.
Crimp it or roll it, or
yeah.
I did it before. I didn't spray it. I just went ahead and rolled it over. Well, no, what did I do? No, I mowed it. I did a seed and mow. Okay. I seeded over my buckwheat with the stuff I wanted to put in for fall, and I mowed it high before it got the hard seed, and then let that all
sort of give it like a mulch,
over top of the seed.
How did you get the result? How was the results from that?
It was okay. I didn't like it though. The no-till thing's not for me. I still like the work dirt.
Yeah.
That's
you're taking a
guaranteed.
Chance. Yeah, you're taking a chance. Like even with frost seeding, you're taking a chance.
Yeah, because you got to add extra seed in, because not everything's going to land on a fresh chunk of dirt. It's going to land on a blade of grass. It's going to land on a leaf. It's going to land on a rock, and then the birds are going to come in and pick that up, and it's not ever going to germinate.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, we use a bag spreader, or you can go as far as just using that green old Scott spreader, fertilizer spreader as well. So I don't know what Chris uses, but we have a shorter.
I have a shorter bag, but mine broke. I got to get another one this year.
You better get on it, Chris.
Yeah, I'm close to frost seeding, and I'm not even ready.
Yeah, see that you're going to be using a shirt and throwing it out of your shirt.
I got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. Got a daughter that's getting ready for a wedding, and
nice.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy.
All kind of stuff happening.
Yep. So that seed, I mean, me personally, I would do the wheat in the woods. I would do a white clover. If you're not too sure, you can put the white clover in.
We've done wheat, oats, and rye before.
Yeah. Mix it up.
Winter wheat, winter oat, or winter wheat, winter rye, and oats. Just that alone for the first year one time
to build the soil and everything up.
We started a plot just to build that, and then we put the lime to it real heavy, because we saw that it was only a 4.6, and then we put down 1 ton. We put a whole ton of pelletized lime on that plot, and I don't know how big it was. I got videos of it on my channel, and it brought it up above 5 then, obviously. And then the second year, when we went to plant again, we put another whole ton of pelletized on, and it brought it up above 6 at that point, and we had clovers in it and stuff.
And then the clovers was putting nitrogen in the ground, so you were building your soil. But that's the thing that I don't think people understand with that, with food plotting. It isn't an instant success all the time. Sometimes you get lucky and it is, but most of the time you're planning ahead. And I've heard you talk about this in your past videos and stuff too. You're planning this year, but you're already foreseeing next year's planning of what you're putting in there this year, how you're building the soil this year, what your plans are to have it ready this year, but then you're already planning on what you're putting in there next year.
Yeah, see, and what I'll explain, I would never tell you to go out and frost seed now if it wasn't bare dirt from last year. Because if you frost seed now and there's no soil preparation from last fall, all you're going to do is be fighting weeds and grasses and whatever's on the ground. So I don't recommend frost seeding in a spot that you've never frost
like
seeded.
a new food plot. Like you wouldn't, like if you were just throwing it in like your yard is what I'm saying, where there was grass. But if it was an existing food plot of last year, you would frost seed the existing food plot. If
it was something that there's bare dirt in, like where I plant across the road in my destination plots, I have 3 blocks. The 2 outer blocks are all clovers and chicories. And the center block, I just put an annual hunting mix in there.
Like a shot, like something for shooting,
brassicas and stuff like that.
Yeah, the good stuff. What I call the good stuff.
All the sweet stuff, that they want. And what ends up happening is all winter they dig them bulbs up and get everything out of that plot. And in the springtime, like now, you go over there and look, it's almost bare dirt.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to be frost seeding into. So what I always tell people is what you do now affects what you're going to do in the next season when you plot.
Yep.
So if you now, like I just said, for example, I did that plot over there. It was all annual brassica stuff. It's going to be gone. That's where you want to frost seed. Now, going into next year, if you want to frost seed, because that's a buzzword, it's trending. Everybody wants to frost seed. So now's not the time to do it if you never did anything in that spot before and it's not bare dirt. You want to do that this fall when you're planning your fall plot. Mix in some grains or some clovers and stuff, okay, so that gets established over the hunting season in wintertime. So grains and clovers, especially grains, are the first thing to green up even before leaf canopy comes on in the trees. Like I told you before, it germinates down to like 35 degrees, 35, 37, somewhere in between. And that'll green up first, and then you can fill in the spots or frost seed or whatever in this time of year, like it is now. We're first week of March. I like to go middle of March, end of March.
I'm going third week. We're going to go third or fourth
something
week
like
of March.
That.
Yeah.
Great for frost seeding. But anyhow, you want to get that grains and clovers established in the fall plot so that it's there. The clovers are going to be established, and they're going to start getting those nodules with that are nitrogen banks in the dirt. That will feed your next plot.
Yep.
In the spring or summer of next year. Okay, so you get that all started in the fall. It'll green up in the spring. You can frost seed into it. That nitrogen bank will feed it, and you can go from there. Now, when your winter wheat and winter rye starts coming on, you want to probably mow that like grass, because if you let it go too high, you'll get to that point, like I said earlier, where it'll grow so
start
high.
Reseeding itself.
It'll go to seed, and if you don't get it in the dough stage, it'll start reseeding, and you'll have a mess. So what I do is I go in with the mower, which I'm over there mowing anyhow, because my clover plots are so mature now. Because every year I frost seed them, I have different maturities in there. That a lot of the mature clover is budding and flowering, really early. So I keep a handle on that because they obviously like the short, tender. That's the good stuff to them, is the tender vittles. They don't want that tall, stemmy stuff, and that's
the
what
woody stuff.
I don't understand that about the industry. The people, they plant this stuff so early, and it's a foot tall. Look at my great plot; it's a foot tall. Yeah, but they don't eat it.
You mean the turnips that are this big?
Well, that
When
too.
they get that big, and it's like they don't eat that woody stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that too. I mean, they don't eat that over mature, over ripened garbage. I mean,
They
that's what
eat
it is.
they eat
It's cool to
the
take pictures of it because it's
yeah.
huge,
Well,
and you
it
can
makes it look good
advertise.
for selling. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you can
makes it look good.
advertise for the company and say, "Look how huge this stuff gets." But the
Mhm.
deer aren't eating that.
They'll eat
They
the
want
green. They
they
won't eat the
want
bulb.
they want that low, lush vegetation.
Yep.
You know.
I mean, they eat wood all year, all winter. They don't want to eat wood. You know, they don't want to eat that woody coming out of a food plot. They eat the browse already. So when they're going in there, they want the filet mignon. That's what I say, the filet mignon. Like down at our place, we grow turnips, we grow daikon radishes. We have all that there. They won't pull them radishes out of the ground yet early in like October, November. They wait till January, February to
They're
eat them
busy eating the
bulbs.
greens.
They're eating the green
They're
down.
eating
And
the
then
greens, and then
the
when the
bulb
frost
pushes
hits,
up,
the
then they
bulb
eat the
pushes up.
top.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
Yep.
they start, like I did
That's
that
when they
little
find
short.
it. That's when they find it. They don't even know that bulb's under there. You know.
No, like they may smell it and like maybe paw some up or whatever, but you wait for that winter, that freeze thaw, and it pushes those bulbs up, and you'll see like your
Yeah.
turnips are half eaten, like
Yep.
just the top on the dirt, and then that stuff rotting in the ground will actually build your soil too for this year. So if I go down there and I tilled or disc that up this year, that all stays in there, and that's like a fertilizer for your next plot as
Yep.
well. So it's okay if they don't eat every bulb and stuff. Leave that in there, let that rot, let that build the soil as well. So
Yep. Yep. It'll help feed
yep,
the soil
yep.
for
So
sure.
now the woody, how do I want to say this? I hate and I don't like. You know how you said you mix clovers and everything in there. Then next year you're going to till it all in there for your brassicas and all that. I don't like
Right.
killing clover. I don't
Well,
like getting rid of the clover.
you're not gonna kill the clover. You're really
But
not.
do you
You're gonna
think
you're gonna
having the
disc you're
go
gonna
ahead.
disc and turn that over and stuff. And clover's so resilient, it's gonna pop right back up.
Yeah.
You're
Now, do
not
you
gonna
want
kill
that
it.
in there with? Well, I guess you would want that in there with your brassicas and stuff because it's feeding it.
Yeah.
It'll complement it and it will feed
Yep.
it. I just don't like when you're planting the grains and you have your clover, then you go in there and cut the grain. Like I get real freakish. I like my food plots like carpet. Like I hate driving over it. Like this year we want to
Yeah.
put liquid fertilizer on our clover fields. We imoxing it first. We're gonna let
Right.
it grow for the first couple weeks. Then we're gonna whack it because we're gonna have some with the alfalfa in it. Then we're gonna have weed growth the first couple weeks. So we want it to get 4 or 5 inches, and then we're going to go in there and spray with IMOX. And then maybe, how long would you recommend us leave the IMOX on it before we cut it? A week is plenty, or 2 weeks, or what?
Well, no, because
Because it is slow.
IMOX takes 18 to 20 days to fully burn down.
Yeah. So
So
when we spray it, say we
you're
let
gonna
it
wait.
a month
You're gonna wait
probably.
3 weeks minimum.
Okay.
Minimum 3 weeks probably I would say would be best, and then go back and do whatever you gotta do later.
So we
Um,
should probably wait to cut, like let it grow through April. Like we frosted it in March, let it grow through April and May, a little bit of May, and then probably May is when we would want to spray it and cut it or spray it.
well, as
It
long as
depends on the weather
as long as the temperature doesn't drop below 50 at
at
night
night. Yeah, at night.
for a period of time. You just can't
Mm-hmm.
have one night where it's not going to drop. It for herbicide to work correctly, it needs to be above 50, no lower than 50 at night when it drops.
Yeah.
So it needs to be 50 and above for that herbicide to work properly.
Because that means the plants are dormant and they won't be sucking in the juice to
Yeah.
kill it. You want it to be in the growing stage when you add that because
Yep.
IMOX is a slow grower. So
Yep.
if we frost seed it in March, okay, when do you think our first spraying of IMOX should be? Are you looking at May? Like you letting it grow April and May? Or are you looking at
Well,
the end of May? Or I
I don't
guess it
know.
just depends.
I think it depends on the heat.
Yeah.
There's been times I don't even spray till June,
Okay.
Because the first of all, what you've just frost seeded
Mm-hmm.
is still young and tender because
Mm-hmm.
because clovers grow so slow
Yeah.
that you could actually injure the clover.
By spraying the IMOX on it.
Yeah,
It'll.
if you
Yeah.
they call it oh, it just left my head. I think, what do they call it? Two trilates or something. I can't remember the correct word, but
Mm-hmm.
when the clover gets too two instead of one stem.
Yeah.
If the clover has two stems coming off of it,
Mm-hmm.
then they say it's ready to be able to be sprayed at that
Gotcha.
point.
So it's basically got to get through like a maturity stage.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got to
Because
get
if
more
you hit it
mature.
too young, you
Yeah.
will injure the clover.
Gotcha.
So you gotta be careful how soon you spray, but yet too you want to hit the weeds when they're
Before they
not too high
overtake it.
either.
Yeah, it's all a timing. It's all a
it is
timing
timing.
issue. It's
It's a
timing.
lot of timing, but you just gotta watch your temperature and you gotta scout your plots. You gotta be aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is timing. You know.
Yep. Cool. All right, Chris, we're gonna do a giveaway real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, we're gonna do.
How many we got in? How many people in?
10.
Okay.
10. So we're gonna do a sticker and hat hook giveaway. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the. Well, I don't want to say sticker because this is better. This is a decal. It ain't a sticker. People give stickers away.
Right.
This is a decal. It'll go in your window.
Sticker. I'm the sticker.
Sticker. We're gonna do a hat hook. Goes on your hat. I have a ton of these, and I don't put them on. I have them on my fishing hats. I don't have them on my.
Got mine on right there.
Yeah, you do.
What have you heard about the hat hook? Someone told me it was for good luck fishing.
I think the hat hook is like.
Or is it just for?
I think it lets people know that you fish and decoration, but it might be good luck. I mean,
yeah.
I fish without hat hooks on.
I was told if somebody gives you one of them, it's so that you have good luck hunting or good luck fishing.
Well, when you get on my boat, I'm going to make sure you have a banana. You eat a banana. That's bad luck. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah?
Like, people say bananas on a boat are bad luck as well.
Really?
So, yeah.
I'll eat a whole bunch of them then.
Yeah, but I eat bananas and catch fish too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now, I have been on boats like up in Erie and stuff like that where you do not put a banana on the boat, like for your lunch. They won't let you on the boat. It's crazy, some of them captains. Yeah. So let's go from a pineapple is good luck for fishing on a boat. I like pineapples. So we're gonna do I already picked the number. I'm gonna put in the chat from 1 to 25, and then we're gonna get Indiana Chris's thing's still up here. So let me get that off here. Let me go over here and let me put my email up because when once we do this, Chris, I want them to email me there at least tonight or tomorrow. Email me your address so I could send these out.
Right.
But let me go in the chat, and it's going to be from 1 to 25. The person close it without going over will win. Okay. If there's the same number, you're going to see a green check, and you're going to see go 1 to 25. If the same numbers in there, the person that's first on my chat will win. So you guys know that. So we're going to go from 1 to 25. And let's see here. We are going to go. When you see the green check, pick your numbers from 1 to 25, and you're going to get with the hat hook or the decal from Jinx Some Sense.
There you go.
There you go. Chris is doing that. I don't even have to put go in there because Chris is my man, and he's doing it.
he's on it.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. So start picking your numbers, guys. And now, you know what was funny is when did we do the giveaway through the turkey call? We got 2 people that only guessed in the turkey call.
That was crazy.
That was a $60 turkey call, and only 2 people.
I wish I could have been on the live. I would have guessed.
So you know what that tells me? No, but they're coming in and they're not watching the live. They're just letting it run. That's kind of disappointing. But hey, if you're in, you're in. But if you're not, you're not. So we got 1, 2. We got 3 so far. So come on, guys, pick a number from 1 to 25. You get a sticker.
3 guesses, that's it.
Yeah, a sticker and a hat hook. Chris, can you guess or no? You can guess too if you want. Okay.
No, I have a decal and a hook, so.
No, you're good.
Let someone else have
Remember, guys, if we reach our goal, we're giving away a perennial. We're giving away an X20 perennial plot mix, quarter acre.
People better not leave. They better stick around for that.
Well, they got to hit the goal. They got to get the goal.
What was the goal? I couldn't see the goal on my
end. The goal was 5 chats of $5, so we're going to give one away. This is about a 20. What is this? 25, 26 bucks, Chris? I think a bag.
I don't even know, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like 25, 26 bucks a bag, maybe 28. I don't know, but we're going to give a bag of this away if we hit our goal today. So if we don't hit our goal, we don't hit the goal. But we're giving away that. Yeah, we'll do it next time. So.
Sorry, I'm looking at.
That's okay.
My cameras were sending me pictures. I was checking them out.
Get anything good on there?
No.
All shed bucks?
Probably.
Yeah.
And a raccoon.
Nice.
Went to a game dinner last night.
Yep, I heard.
Yeah,
How was it?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird going to other people's game dinners, because it's just to see how other people prepare food.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I was surprised. Some of the venison was tough,
Mm-hmm.
overcooked and stuff. And I
Some
thought,
people get nervous when they're cooking venison. They overcook it.
yeah,
They want it to be done. They don't want no critters. They don't want no parasites. They think that the parasite, but you have more in cows than you do deer. And people like their deer or their cow red. You know what I mean? So
right, yeah.
all right, we're gonna go for another 30 seconds, guys. So pick your numbers. If you didn't pick a number yet, Jinx Some Sense decal. That's pretty cool decal. Big deer says Jinx Some Sense on it.
Yeah.
And then you get a hat hook. I keep putting the hat hook away. I don't know why I keep opening and closing his bag. I'm just going to keep one out. You're going to see the gold hat hook there. So we're going to do that. We're going to do 6 of them throughout the night tonight. And we're still talking about the food plots and what to use in the urban setting. All right, guys, we're going to pick the number here. I already wrote the number down. So the person that was closest without going over to win was 13. So Chris went over, Bullets and Barbecue went over, my dad went over, but my mom won. She had a 5. Mom always wins. Ain't that crazy? So my mom got a 5. So she's closest without going over. So she wins the hat hook and the decal. That saves me on shipping. See that, Dad?
There you go.
You can pick us up tomorrow when you pick the kids up from school.
There you go.
There you go. So that's 1. So Mom,
She's always winning.
Mom, email me your address. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we're good on that one. So we got that one's done.
She got the turkey call last week.
I know she did. Well, my dad does now because she's giving it to my dad. That's all right. We're getting shipments from the Backroads Outdoors TV.
Yes, yeah.
So we'll be getting that.
I'm anxious to see what that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. So, all right, Chris, you have now. What do you? Let's get back into this food plotting in the woods. You don't have equipment, okay? You don't have plows. You don't have this. You obviously can't get that stuff in there. Give us a list of some tools that are helpful in the woods that you can backpack in or take in with you that will help you get it rolling.
I have a spot that I go and use. I use a leaf blower and I use a leaf rake, and I'll go in, and because the maples and the oaks have dropped so many leaves, that I will rake first to loosen everything up as much as I can and get off what I can with the rake, because obviously you can get way more off with a swipe of the rake. And then I'll hit it with the blower, loosen it all up again. And sometimes, yes, metal tined leaf rake. Yes, sir. And so, yeah, a lot of times I'll end up raking it again. And I just get as much stuff off as I can. I want to see dirt, So that's basically the tools that I use. Now, I have worked on some of these wood plots around my house and have enough area cleared out that I can take a little disc on the back of my 4-wheeler through it and rough it up that way too. But not everybody wants to do that. Yeah, not everybody can do that in an urban setting.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, Chris. Let them know too. You don't need a square food plot. You can make it oblong. You can make it crazy shaped as long as you can get bare dirt and get something planted. It could be shaped any way you want it. Now, and you can also shape that to funnel the deer into your stand. So
one of my favorite things is like light bulb shape, funnel it down, or like an hourglass. Get that center portion thin so that they have to pass through there. That funnels them past you. I like that stuff,
I like the V shape too as well. like a
Well,
V shape.
mine's horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's horseshoe, and they
Yep.
like to walk around the bend, and
Mm-hmm.
they usually get an arrow when they walk around the bend.
And edges. They like the edges. They like the
Yeah,
horseshoe. I like the V. Where you can bring them from, and you can make it wider at the end of the V, and then make it thinner towards your stand. Some
yeah,
people have their stand in the middle, and the food plots coming to their stand. There's all different things. My
right.
dad's going to try grafting pear trees this year as well, Chris.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
different
I want
kind,
I want
different
him to
kinds of
do.
pears.
I don't know what he's going to do, but I want him to do a apple and a plum and call it a plapple. But I don't know if he can do that. But
I've never grafted, but what we did do is we took my boy when he was young. He liked those pink lady apples,
okay,
and you literally sometimes when you eat them and you get to the seeds, they're
yeah,
already starting to sprout inside the
really,
apple.
wow,
So we took them and just put them in some dirt in the house here, and they started to grow. So we
hmm
actually transplanted one out in the yard, and that thing's about 6 foot tall and about as thick as my wrist now.
yeah, cool.
And I need to get something grafted to it because it won't grow an apple until you graft it and cross pollinate it or whatever you do, all of that stuff. But yeah, it doesn't get anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do is get something grafted onto it so it'll start producing.
Got you.
Yeah, so I got to try that sometime now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Let me see if I can pull up a picture of my plots here. Let's see. Maybe I
We
can.
can do this too, Chris.
Well,
This year.
here's an aerial. Here's let's see if I can get that. Everybody can see that maybe. Okay, here's a picture of my plot.
Looks like a
See how,
green river, Chris. Looks
see
like a
how
green river.
yeah, see how it's a bend, it's a horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one I have down in the woods. And see, it's not total sunlight, but
Mm-hmm.
you can see some of the shading and things. But as the sun moves around it,
Mm-hmm.
eventually it all gets sun at some point,
Yeah, as it's
you know.
moving around.
Let me see if I can find the other ones. Let's see. I have more. Let's see here.
Guys, if you're in the chat here, please, if you get a chance, share this out to your friends. Let them know we're doing some giveaways and let them know that we're talking about urban hunting. I'd appreciate that if you guys could share that on your channel. Let people know that we're live and what we're talking about, and let them know that we're giving some hat hooks away with some decals, and get some people in here.
Well, here's a really good picture of my clover plots. Anyhow, that's a picture of the clover plots.
Hold on, let me go solo.
All budded out, all
Mm-hmm.
flowered out, and that's what I mow them with, the old Farmall Cub.
Nice.
I sent that into one of the sites on Facebook for Farmall people,
Mm-hmm.
and they said about possibly making that their cover, their banner for the for the channel.
You getting paid for it or what?
No.
Come on, you got to get under contract. Tell me you want millions for that picture. Chris says, I don't know if it's true, but he heard that the newspaper and whack the trunk of fruit trees is the spring to encourage fruit growth. I don't know about cutting trunks of trees. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
What's that? Let me see what he said. I don't know if it's true, but I heard to roll up newspaper and whack the trunk of a fruit tree in the spring to encourage fruit growth. Huh. Yeah, I don't know about the fruit tree thing.
Yeah. No, I've grown fruit trees from like sticks, and I have them in my yard in pots and grow them and put them in the cellar and bring them right out. And that's all the pear trees that are at my dad's lot. Like the pear trees, like 20 some foot high, and we get those little dwarf pears on there, and they stay on there till they were on there. Like I said, this year till November, like our rifle season. The deer were going over there, and they were picking at them. So people say, "Oh, my pears ain't getting that big," and I'm like, "That's good." In a way, you get some that are big, some that are not. I said, leave those little ones on there because they're tougher to he means hitting the trunk. I don't know, hitting the trunk. I don't know what that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Can't even comment. I thought he was talking about whacking down a tree, because you can encourage growth on like a maple. Like if you cut down some maple saplings,
Yeah.
Even if it's a maple tree, if you cut that down in the spring,
Uh-huh.
like this time of year when you're like when the maple sap's coming up real heavy,
Yeah.
if you flush cut a tree or something like that now, it'll grow back what they call stump sprouts.
Yeah.
And that tree tries to survive by putting all its energy up. And what'll happen is it'll have all kind of sprouts coming out that stump, and it's like deer candy.
Yeah.
It's got all that sap and the growth and energy coming up out of those sprouts, and the
Perfect browse for the deer.
deer love that. That's what I
Yeah.
thought he was getting at.
Yeah. He said no, not killing it. I heard too though, if you sing to the trees when they're growing, that helps out with the fruit thing. I always sing to my trees when I'm sitting up there.
I make a joyful noise. That's what the Bible tells me to do.
There you go.
Make a joyful noise. I can do that.
Yeah, no, not killing it. So hitting the trunk, he says. Okay.
Yeah, never
Hitting the
heard of
trunk
that.
and not killing it. Yeah,
So
I don't know.
I can't even tell you.
I would say plant them and fertilize them, and that'll help with the fruit. And you need bees to pollinate it. You need something to pollinate them, and you need to plant more than one. You'd have to plant multiples in an area so they can pollinate the bees. Land on one, get the pollen from that flower and that stuff, and then go to the other one and then pollinate that. If you don't have bees in your area, which we are lacking bees in our area, that's why I want to do this big clover field, and we're having a gas line put in, and we're putting in some food plots with the gas. That company's going to plant them, and they're going to put pollinators in for us. So that's going to help a lot.
If they want bees, plant your buckwheat. Oh my Lord, you can hear the field buzz. It is crazy. Or if you can get sunflowers established.
Yeah, that's what my dad's talking about, sunflowers. And
sunflowers are hard. You have to plant enough of them that the deer don't wipe them all out so that some grow.
What do the deer eat on a sunflower? When they're growing, they eat it.
Actually, they eat those leaves off the stem. Okay. And you're left with what looks like a corn stalk without anything on it. It gets real thick, and it gets kind of tough. But we grew them, and those leaves on it were as big as elephant ears.
I just don't like the remnants that it leaves out. Like when you got to go plant another food plot in there the next year, like they're like corn stalks. Like what do you do? Get rid of them? You can't till them in; they'll tear you up. I mean, what do you do with that?
We
got to like harrow them out of there, get them out of there.
We actually, I got a video where Dave and I planted a sunflower.
Here, there's my dad asked you a question.
It was probably this sunflower plot. It was a mix of things, and it came from Florida. It was Hancock seed, and it had a bunch of sunflower in it. And like I said, those stalks were like big, like your wrist almost, and those deer stripped the leaves right off. They loved them, and they left the heads alone. So what we did is we went in and with the four-wheeler ran over them, ran them down with a roller, rolled them down flat, and then we just went back and forth with a set of discs. And obviously you don't turn it all under, but we got as much incorporated into the dirt as we could, and it was really good, like green manure for that dirt that year.
And how long did it take to rot out, though? Does it take a while for that to rot out?
I mean, it's not like corn stalk. I mean, corn stalk takes forever unless you really hit it with a bunch of nitrogen. That really accelerates that decaying. But no, it's just like any other plant. A couple months, and then it withers away to mush. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hey, what's up, Gary? Thanks for coming in, bud.
Hey, there's jailbait. No,
just gave one of your hat hooks away, buddy. Did you see the thing from my dad?
Yeah, to answer your dad, I don't plant pollinators. I tried it before in the past, and I mean, obviously the bees hit it, but
bees will hit the clover too. The clover flowers would be good too.
The deer didn't, hammer it too much.
Maybe I'll get Chris. Maybe since you're always saying a buckwheat, we have 2 nursery, what I call nursery plots down by the house. We want to plant something in those. Maybe one of those, maybe off to the right of our house, we'll plant buckwheat and see what that's all about. How's that?
Yeah, you ought to
Maybe we'll
try
do
it.
buckwheat.
It's easy to establish, and
Dad, look up buckwheat.
It's a larger seed.
Yeah.
You know, you can. It's. I mean, you can't bury it an inch deep, but I mean, you can put a little bit more dirt over it than like a clover or something.
Yeah.
You know, you can press it in the dirt with a roller or something if you wanted to. You don't necessarily just want to throw it on top of the ground because it's a large enough seed that the birds can see it and they'll pick it all
whack
out.
it. Yeah. We're gonna maybe we'll do one buckwheat on one of those nursery crops.
How big an area? I mean,
you're looking at 60 or 70 yards by about 40 yards.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
So we'll do that, and that'll be a pollinator.
Half acre of seed for that or something.
Because we have chestnuts there. We'll have our food plots right there within 50 yards.
I think you'll like it because it's pretty thick stem.
Yeah.
But it's all moisture. Like you can take it and snap it open, and you can tell there's a lot of moisture in it, so it pulls the moisture content up.
Gotcha.
But it's very rich in minerals and stuff, and the bees. I'm telling you, if you want bees on your property, this is what to plant.
Okay.
You put that buckwheat on and let it mature.
Yeah.
But before it goes to seed head, I mean, not before it goes to seed head, but before the seeds go hard, you got to check it for dough stage too. You know.
Well, what if we just leave out a buckwheat thing and just let it keep?
Oh, you could. Yeah. You could just roll it all down, and the seeds would just probably regerminate because you can plant buckwheat like 3 times in a season.
Okay.
In the same spot. You know, a lot of people do that. They'll because it matures in like 45 to 60 days.
Okay.
So you can plant it early in the spring as long as you don't have frost. Yeah. After the frost is all done, you can plant it, let it mature 45 days, disc it in, replant it, let it go 45 days, disc it in. I mean, and if you're in a southern climate, when you have a long growing season, you can plant it up to like 3 times in one season.
What about like an August planting?
It's green manure, man. It's great for the dirt.
Yeah. Do you want to plant it for fall plots or no?
They will eat it. The deer will eat it.
Because the bees ain't going to be around at that time though. So if you want pollinators, you want to plant them in the spring.
Yeah, you want to plant this stuff like, you know, May, June, July, August, the latest. You know, and then it would be ready to disc in or whatever for your fall plots. You know.
Gary, you did. Chris and I are on the Backroads Outdoors TV network. You did hear that correctly.
You did hear that correctly.
I'll be right back. Excuse me, for Chris. Keep it rolling, buddy.
Sure. That's the RUKU channel, Backroads TV, Backroads Outdoor TV, and we're on another channel too called The American Angler. So if you guys are interested, you can look up on your Roku, your iOS or your Apple or whatever platform you can look this stuff up. But I have Roku TV at home, so I can get it right on my television and watch myself. So we're both on TV. You can catch a lot of our old videos, some of our new videos. They mix it up. They kind of pick and choose which videos that they put up. I just send them to them, and they pick what they want to put up. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a whole nother platform. People that don't have cable or whatever, you know, that might have a Roku TV or purchased a Roku at Walmart or something like that, you know. Do I have a favorite video that you have done? There's some hunting self-film videos that I like. Some of them are turkey hunts that I did with another guy. Another guy and I used to collaborate on his channel, and it's called Whitetail Obsession. And he's the guy that he and I do the podcasts that come out at 5:00 every week on my channel. But he and I did some cool videos where we were turkey hunting. We did a cool food plot seminar thing that was supposed to go when COVID hit, there was supposed to be a internet
Right.
video expo type thing, and I don't even want to mention their names because they screwed it all up and it never happened. But we made this big long uh
He felt
35
one
minute
before.
35-minute seminar. We crammed all this info into a
Right.
half hour, and it was supposed to be this seminar that they was
Usually at
going to
nights when it comes
put up
on.
on this expo show, and we were chosen. They contacted us to do this seminar, and it didn't happen, but that was a cool video. Some of our planting videos are really cool. Like one of them, I think it's even on the RUKU, where we made a
Thank you, Chris, for
we
sharing that out.
we expanded a plot with a skid steer and made a 2-acre plot into a 3-acre plot. We were knocking over trees with a skid steer, and we flying a drone over, and that was a pretty cool video. And then another series of videos that I really enjoyed making was my pasture to plot videos. There's a whole playlist on that. And what it is across the road, what I call my destination plots was, it was old cow pasture, and then my father-in-law used to use it for horse pasture, and it was in pasture for over 20 plus years. And then when my father-in-law passed away and they got rid of all the horses, the field was just sitting there dormant and untouched for years and years because he was up in age. He was almost 80 years old when he died. So when he passed away, I started, farming for deer, literally, and I made this playlist called Pasture to Plot, and you can look it up. It's like 6 or 7 videos in a series, and I take you step by step what it took to turn that horse pasture into lush food plots, and that I have still today and hunt over. So that was cool too. What else did he say? Jailbait asks, how far have you ever traveled to hunt or fish?
Is that for you, or is that for
I
me,
don't
or
know.
for you? Okay.
I've been up as far as Gogama, Canada. We went up there fishing for pike. As far as hunting, I went up to the Adirondacks 2 years ago for bear.
You coming?
Went up into New York and shot a small buck up there to hunt. I went as far south as only Maryland, and that's where I got that number 13th in the state Sika buck
Yeah.
2 years ago. That was pretty cool.
He said for Chris, I was gonna say I went to the Dominican Republic with fish.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. My
Yeah,
wife and I on our honeymoon.
That don't count. Yeah. But that Sika buck, that was cool video. I mean, I didn't get the kill on camera, but it shows you, what it's like down there in Maryland, the type of terrain and how small these animals are. But the one I shot was as large as a whitetail because it was a trophy. I had no idea what I shot. I shot it, texted my buddy and said, look, I shot a buck, and he's like, I'll be right over. And he come over and he's like, dude, that's a freaking giant. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
We're at Maryland. We went to the Blackwater Refuge to hunt the Sika buck.
Nice.
Sika stag, I guess it is. But it made all-time number 13 in the state. Pretty dang cool for never doing it before. Go down your first time and get one. Let me see. I'll see if I got a picture of it here. I'm sure it's all over you on my YouTube if you look at it, but I'll see if I can find a quick picture of it. Here he is, number 13th. I can't even blow that up.
Here, I'll put you on solo layout.
Yeah, that was number 13. Let me see if I can get that there.
Nice.
The lights. Let me see if I can.
Theo's heading to the doctor. He's sick.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got a cold.
See if I
can't breathe.
See if I can get a better picture here. Here I am behind him, but he's as big as a whitetail. He's a big old dude. But yeah, they only need to be 50 inches.
Yeah.
To get into the record book, and this one scored 70 something, 70 and some change. So yeah, number 13 in the state. That was pretty cool. We're talking about going back this year possibly. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that
Well,
doesn't get me excited, Chris. You know what I'm saying with
one
that?
of my other great hunts was this bear right here.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool hunt. Like I said, I didn't get that one on video either, but I did get a video of a bear I shot a couple years back with the rifle. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see here. Got that bear. Here's a picture of that guy in the bed of the old pickup truck there. I did get that one on video.
How much that weigh, Chris?
That's only, believe it or not, that's only 168 pounds. Looks bigger, but
It looks bigger than that, yeah.
But I used on my rifle, I used the Tacticam FTS.
Nice.
And what that does, the FTS stands film through your scope.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is an attachment that goes on your scope. You put your scope in here.
Yeah, it's got the mirror system where sort of shows
slide that over your scope, and then you put the Tacticam facing inward here, and there's a series of mirrors. And then everybody can see what I was seeing when I shot that bear. And that's pretty cool. The video turned out okay. But you can see that over there on my YouTube channel too.
Yeah, definitely go over and check out Chris's channel, guys.
That was a cool
For
video.
Sure.
You can watch me knocking down that bear. And you can see it through the scope as I'm shooting. I got you can see the crosshairs on the bear, and you can see the gun go off. And I put another one in. I shot the bear 3 times. Two lethal shots, but one of them hit the back leg around the kneecap area on the rear leg. But I shot 3 times at it and hit it all 3 times. So
I'm sharing your channel again real quick.
Okay.
Here. All right,
yeah, it was a good
out.
time. So yeah, I got a couple of videos that are my favorite, I guess, but I don't know.
So how do you like being on the Backroads Outdoors Network and American Angler Outdoors Network? Now, the American Angler Outdoors is more based on like fishing and stuff like that and outdoors, but the Backroads Outdoors TV is more hunting than fishing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I really appreciate what Craig's doing there. You know, he's trying to grow his channel and
I always say like his network, like it's getting on doing radio and stuff like that. It's really cool.
And we're fortunate you and I are both on it and are like-minded and as he is and enjoy what we do. And you have a fishing side and a hunting side. I don't do as much filming because I'm always solo filming, and I do a lot of bank fishing and canoeing and stuff like that. So it's hard to film by yourself.
Got to get your Yola-Tech stick, dude.
Yeah, it sounds
Go
like
get the Yola-Tech. That's what I use when I go out.
When I come up.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I enjoy being on there, and it is cool to say, hey, I'm on television. You know, it is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not like. I'm humble though, you know. I'm not bragging about it, but it is pretty cool to be able to say that because you have a different platform.
I wish you were on it when I did the interview with Craig the other night.
Yeah,
You came down you were doing your niece's birthday that night or something.
Yeah, I was in Fox Chapel at the Mexican restaurant when you had Craig on.
And he gave away 2 turkey calls. I mean, like nothing. We gave one to. If you joined the app, and it's a free app, if you joined it that night, you were entered in the win. My mom ended up winning the turkey call, so my dad's probably getting that turkey call. And then we did one for the chat, and they're not cheap. I mean, they're slate on glass. It takes a while, hours to put into that.
$60.
$60 a piece. So, but you and I are getting a turkey package, and he's nice enough. He said he's going to send Theo one too because he knows he likes it. So, and we're talking about like he's going to try to sponsor my channel, like an actual sponsor. I
Right.
don't have any sponsors on my channel. I don't
I
sign
don't have
contracts.
anybody.
I don't
Nobody
really.
pays me nothing.
Yeah, I don't have any binding contract. That's the difference. A lot of people think I'm
I've
sponsored by this person, but they're
I've
not.
actually turned down money before. I
Hmm.
don't I don't want that. I don't want that expectation out of me,
Yeah.
all the time to perform like a circus monkey.
Well, you'll hear everybody on YouTube saying I'm sponsored by this company. You're not really sponsored unless you have a
No,
binding contract. Your partner's an
I'm
affiliate with it. You know
partnered
what I
up
mean?
or friends. I
So
got
I'm looking forward to doing that with a contract with him to see and work
hey,
out a deal with him. So that'll be exciting.
that one company. I made a post, thought I was being nice, and I made a post about my partnership with this company, and they actually wrote me and said, "Hey, for liability
Oh
reasons,
yeah,
we
that's
prefer you
exactly
not
what it
use the word
sponsor.
partnerships. You
Yep.
know, we prefer you just say
Anti. What's up, anti?
check out our friends over at
Yep. Yeah,
here
you
and
can't.
there.
Some people are like that. Like I've been with Fishoholic, but I'm not. I don't. I'm affiliated with them.
Uh,
But when I talk to them, I mean, he sponsors some of the people on the Elite Series and that, and we had a conversation. And I said, yeah, I know the difference between sponsors, affiliates, and all that. And he's like, if you want to
right,
sell the stuff and use us, and I said, can I put you on there? He goes, but no way, say you're sponsored by us or anything. And that was a
right,
conversation. But a lot of these guys are like, yeah, I'm sponsored. Well, that can get people in trouble.
yeah,
And I've talked to Christian on Yuletech, and they quit doing that. Now they'll sponsor the bigger guys that are in the business, but they don't like to do that because there was something going on with Yuletech where some guy had a boat wrap with Yuletech on it, and he was a complete idiot, and that wasn't good for business for Yuletech. So they stopped
yeah,
doing that because they were talking about wrapping my boat and stuff, and we were talking about that. But I'm the partners and affiliates. If we can sell their products and use them, and I don't sell nothing I don't use, like promote nothing I don't use, but I to have a sponsor and have like a contract and maybe possibly be getting paid from them is pretty cool. But then again, you have to have the dedication to that company. So you got to really
yeah,
pick and choose what you're doing. Like I don't have all the time in the world to just dedicate to my YouTube channel, but I take it very seriously. But like, you know, my wife was here just now. My son's sick. He's like having a cold cough. He can't breathe real well. He's wheezing. I'd have to take him there. So I'd be like, all right, Chris, I got to go. Bye. Like that dedication with the kids and that, it's really hard to have a YouTube channel. Just you're dedicated to the YouTube channel.
yeah.
So, like
Well, I gotta hand it to you. You do well. You put content out every other day at least.
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
I only put out one video a week, and
yeah,
usually right now it's slow time for me.
yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
putting
I
out
put the work in. You
I
know
put my
that.
weekly podcast out every
Yeah.
Sunday at 5.
Yep.
So they can watch a podcast. And it's just not a podcast on here. You can go over and check it out on Spotify.
Yeah.
There's like 15 different platforms that this is on.
Yeah.
It's called the Whitetail Obsession Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's found on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Is where I find it the easiest.
Yep.
Um, and that's a whole nother platform too. But I like people to come over and watch it because isn't it better to watch? I think so. You
Yep.
get to see what people look like. You can see
I
me
like
talk.
it.
You can see me talk with my hands.
Yeah, you get all excited, poke your eye out and stuff when you're
I
swinging
get
your
all
arms around.
passionate about food plots and start swinging my pen and pencil around. Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
the podcasts are cool. Like if I'm working or something, I'll throw like a Chris Brackett podcast on or a Whitetail Obsession podcast. But
right.
you listen to that stuff when you're working. I can do that instead of like listening to the
Yeah,
radio. And right around like fishing season's coming up, so I'll listen to like Zaldania. I'll listen to Scott Martin and like Ed Odd and Edward Evers. I'll listen to their podcast because they do some
right.
stuff. So, and then hunting season, I'll start listening to like Hunter podcast, Chris Brackett and stuff like that. So, yeah, there is a time and place for that for sure. But I like the video, you know what I mean? I like to make the
Yeah,
videos. And,
I like the video content better than just listening to it on
yeah.
Spotify. Like I said, I like to watch people's expressions and you know get a feel
Yeah.
for
And being
get
a
a feel for
creator.
people.
Yeah.
Well, get
Being
a
a
feel for
creator.
people. I mean, there's some people you hear on the radio, and then once you see them and listen closely to them and watch their sarcasm or whatever, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Where
sure.
I am better. I'm better in this environment or talking on the phone. When I make videos, I'm not that good at making videos. I'm just going to be honest. If you put me in front of the camera and I'm trying to make a video, I forget a lot of stuff. I say stuff wrong, make
Mhm.
mistakes, or you just omit things that I
That's
should
the
have put in
beauty.
there.
That's the beauty of editing, though. If you
Yeah.
really messed up,
I
I
mean,
try to
it
take it
it
all in one
is.
take and as is. I try to
Well,
give it
that's
to
what
you
I
as
try to
is.
do because I hate editing,
Yeah.
And well, when I don't have a good editing program or anything, I just use the standard stuff that's on YouTube.
Hmm.
I should get like a DaVinci Free or something and start using that. That way I
Hmm.
can voice over and stuff like that. But I'm just I'm just not in it to like win it. I'm just here to help people, educate. Um, I just That's why I do it. I mean, I love when people ask questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'm not going to BS you. I'll just tell you I don't know, and
Exactly.
maybe I can get you an answer. I don't know
TMZ.
everything. You know.
Yep. Yeah, but it's just nice to be on, like you said, like to have a couple different platforms and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So,
it is because you might reach somebody else that
yep.
doesn't frequent our channels or whatever,
Yeah.
and
I just I
maybe they'll find us over there.
yeah.
You know.
I put a ton of work into it. I try to get stuff
You
out.
do, you do. I'll
I try to
compliment you
put
on
it.
that.
I just try to work on it. You know what I
I
mean?
should be more adamant at it myself, but
Hmm.
you know,
But I love
I
it. I love doing it. You know what I mean? Some
yeah,
passion in
I
my
mean,
veins.
I dread making videos sometimes. It's
See, I
like,
love it.
oh
I love it.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather do a live like this
Hmm.
or a
I
podcast.
enjoy the lives where like you're just it is what it is. We're talking whatever
Yeah,
happens. I don't go back and edit my lives or nothing like that. It is what it is. That's why it's live. That's what they
yeah.
call it live. I don't
And
like to
wing it.
like put it on private and then go in and edit it and then bring it out and take stuff out. Whatever happens happens. Now sometimes I've seen on lives where people come in, they badmouth somebody, there's a fight on a live or something. That's different. Maybe you have to
Yeah,
edit and cut out. But if something like that happened on my live, I'd probably delete it and just be gone unless there was some good content
right.
in it. I would just get rid of it and not worry about it. But I
Yeah.
try to keep it as real as possible. And let's do another giveaway, Chris. We got a couple more of these stickers real quick.
Yeah, do some of that because I'm not going to stay on too much longer.
Yep. So let's do another hat hook. And this is from Jailbait and Tackle. Gary, thank you for doing that. You sent me a bunch of hat hooks. We got that, and then we got the Jinxum decal, Jinxum Sense decal. Good decal. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a number from 1 to 25. Let's see here. We're going to do a number from 1 to 25. Whenever I hit go in the chat is when you're going to do. So let me see. Is my daughter here? I got to see if my daughter's here. Hold on one second, guys. Let me hit go in the chat real quick. And they can
They can start picking numbers.
yeah, they can start picking numbers. So
Wonder.
there is go. Start picking your numbers.
All right. Ted's going to go see if Carly's in the house. So, yeah. I don't know. Since Gary, you're the one that donated those hooks, right? From what Ted's saying. I heard once that people.
Anybody picking numbers yet? Anybody picking numbers yet?
Not yet, because I
I
didn't
don't
see the
see
green.
any.
I didn't see the green check go up or whatever you said.
Did I hit go?
I don't
Oh
think.
no. I'm just gonna hit go.
So
I
I
don't
was
have the green
asking
check.
Gary if he, since he sent you the hooks or whatever, if he had heard why people give you hooks. I had heard that if someone gives you a hook, that's for good luck for fishing.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was true or.
Some people. I remember John was talking, and he had one of these hanging from his mirror, and his dog got it in the eye.
Oh, geez.
So you got to make sure you put them on your hat. Don't have them
Yeah.
hanging like a hook.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So just be careful with them,
We only
guys.
got one guy guessing for the
Hey.
decal and the hook.
Yeah, one guy guessing, 7 people in here I see, and
As long as he don't go over, he'll win.
Yeah. Hey, we still got the goal. We still got the goal to hit if anybody wanted to win the Jinxum perennial seed, the X20 too. We got the goal at the top of the chat if anybody wants to. We hit the goal, we're giving that away as well. But nobody in here wants to win anything, so that's okay. I'll get to save it for another day. That's all.
Yep.
We're gonna give it about another minute or two. And then we're gonna. But Anti gonna give me his address to send it to? I guess he has a PO box because nobody knows about Anti. So we'll see what happens. See if he's gonna cough up the address or not. So But yeah, some of the tools that I would use, like we were getting back to the tools with the the food plots, is a weed whacker,
Yeah.
blower, rake. I like to use a hard tine rake as well. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that would be one thing too. Uh, you could do like a hoe. There you go. There's River Rat. There's my dad. They're guessing here now. So think they're start guessing some numbers, guys.
Yeah.
1 to 25. Share this out, but we're not going to be going too much long. We've been going for almost 2 hours now, so we did it early so we wouldn't have to go hours into the night. Because when Chris and I start talking about food plotting or hunting, we can go forever. So
I can go all night, but I got to get to bed sometime.
yeah, I got to get up at 3:45. So, but yeah, so we're going to give it about another 30 seconds, and then we will pick the number. I have it written down already. But yeah, the food plots are a really cool thing. It's not for, I don't think it's for everybody. There are some products out there that are, for like a throw and grow, but you got to be careful with the ryegrass because you would never want to put the ryegrass into Off the Hook Outdoors. Oh, my bad. I thought you just said I want. That the ryegrass in a food plot it can ruin your food plot for sure if it's grass. Rye grain's totally different than the grass, so you want to make sure that you're using rye grain and not ryegrass.
Yeah.
And this right here, this X20 has the 4 different clovers and alfalfa, which is good. And we're gonna do this, Chris. I told you we're gonna plant this on our higher end of our food plot. So the drainage and that it sucks in some of that moisture from the top so it don't wash out the bottom of our plot. So we're going to do that. I think we're going to plant buckwheat, though. I told my dad in here tonight we're going to do the small planting of buckwheat down by the house to get them bees going and get that pollinators going as well. And plus, they're going to be planting pollinators as well for the gas line whenever we get our gas line in. So we'll see what that. All right, guys, we're going to stop and we are going to pick the number. And wow, 17. My dad hit it right on the head.
No way.
So my mom and dad both won. Ain't that crazy?
This is a setup.
It is a setup. It is a set. They both each get a hat hook and a decal. Jinx some decal and a hat hook. So my mom and dad both won. So we're gonna do another one eventually.
That's
here
funny.
coming up. So Chris, what are you doing for this? This would you consider any of your hunts this year urban?
This past year that we just went through.
Yeah. Rigged.
Well, rigged. I mean, across the road destination plots, I literally get dressed and can walk across the road.
Yeah.
Now it is a 20-acre field, and I have 2 acres of food plot planted against the woods line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you might be able to call that urban since I can see houses from the field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if that can that be considered urban? I don't know, but definitely below the house here, I can consider that urban down there for sure. I can see houses and camps and stuff down there.
Yeah.
I've only got 2 acres of woods down there, but it butts up against another guy's 13 and some other fella's 50 and another woman that owns, I don't know, 30 some acres. So, I mean, there's a lot of acreage below me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I consider that urban because a lot of the deer actually bed a lot in these camps and things, like the woods in amongst the camps.
Yeah, I saw that one you just did. I saw that one that you were walking around and you bumped out some deer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I watched that the other day. That was on the network. I watched it.
Yeah,
on the
that's
network.
on the RUKU network. That's the featured video of the week on
Yeah.
the network.
Yeah.
That's a 3-acre plot across the road.
Yeah.
That my mother-in-law owns actually. And it borders the backyards of some camps.
Mm-hmm.
And that's this next year coming is going to be some urban hunting there.
Very cool.
It's not necessarily going to be holding deer every night or anything, but there's a field there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's property on that side of the 3 acres. So
Gotcha.
there's potentially going to be bedding on my front and field food behind me. So
Yeah.
they're gonna come past me, and that's the pictures I was just looking at,
Mm-hmm.
that were lighting up. My reveal cell cams were lighting up with deer pictures, and they're walking right past my cameras going out to the fields right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool. Yeah, that's how basic 101 there deer hunting. Get the bedding and the food and get in
yep,
between it and their travel routes and try to
between them.
take one.
Now there'll be some upcoming videos too. Real in this when it warms up. I'm not going out there messing around right now. It's too damn
Yeah.
cold.
Uh-huh.
But that 3 acres was timbered
Okay.
about 5 or 6 years ago and left a mess.
Uh-huh.
And it just sits there, and my mother-in-law pays taxes on it. And I thought,
Yeah.
this is dumb. There's
Yeah.
3 acres right there in prime real estate that me and the boy could go over there and hunt, you know.
Yeah.
And last year we was sitting on this side of the road and watching a field across the street because we could see across the road,
Yeah.
and there was all the deer were coming from down there, crossing the road and coming up to us. And I
Yeah.
told him, I said, this is stupid. We should be across the road where the deer are at.
Yeah.
You know, I said, we got a better chance over there because they're funneling through this 3 acres and
Mm-hmm.
then going wherever when they bust across the road.
Yeah. And once
I
they
said,
get across the road, it's like less of a funnel. You want to hit the funnel areas.
yeah, I said, that's stupid. We should be across the road where we can pinpoint them, you know.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna do a little scouting trip on camera live. I mean, I literally did it live.
Yeah.
I haven't been across the road there for probably 10 years. Before it got timbered, I wasn't even,
Yeah.
you know, it's been a long time since I've been across there. And so I went over, made a video, and yeah, that's going to be an upcoming video here this spring or summer. I'm going to go in. I already hung cameras. I'm getting pictures and all that jazz, but I put the cameras obviously in spots where I'd like to put a stand. And what I'm going to do is, since it's such a mess left behind from the timbering, I'm going to cut travel routes
Mm-hmm.
that come to where I'm going to have a stand set. So
Yeah.
I'm basically looking for a good spot for a stand, and on a trail that's going out to the field.
Yeah.
And I'm going to set up a stand there, and then I'm going to cut the travel route right to me. I mean, they're already using it, but I'm going to make it even easier for them because
Yeah.
they're lazy. They'll come to the least what's what am I
Least
trying
resistance.
least resistance. They're going to come through the least resistance area. So any downed logs or whatever, I'm going to cut a swath out so they'll just walk right in there. And I'm going to have some spots set up there. I'm not necessarily thinking big bucks or anything, but heck, if one comes through, it's good. I'll whack it. But
Yeah.
I got to take out a bunch of does here, and I've got to convince my neighbors to start shooting does too. We're overrun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we was sitting eating dinner the other night, and like 15, 20 deer come running past the yard, headed down into my woods on there where the shanty's at, where I hunt out of.
Yeah.
And I said, look at that. There's probably not a buck in the bunch, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to take some. We took 5 this year for my property, so that was a good. I would have liked to have taken about 10, but
man, I love that late season muzzleloader. That is cool as heck.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to get that gun zeroed in a little better or something. I don't know. I must have took some marginal shots. I wounded deer, so I don't like wounding deer.
Yeah,
but I've got to get better at that. I think it's the bullet though. It's that round ball.
It's that round ball. Yeah,
I don't like using a patch and round ball. I want to put a conical in it or a sabot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Get that thing, something that'll expand and put some shock into the deer. Them round balls, they just squeeze in there, and they don't cause a whole lot of damage unless you hit them right in the heart or.
Well, they'll go around the lungs. They're like a balloon. They won't puncture it. They'll just hit it and roll off of it and all that.
I mean,
stuff.
Yeah, if it hits a rib on the way in, I mean, you don't know what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
River Rat won the Golden Whiskers 2024 Bank Angler of the Year. Is that from like CatCon or something, River Rat? I know they have some big stuff for the catfishing community there. So let us know. Congratulations, buddy.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Let's do another giveaway and then we'll wrap it up, Chris. What do you say?
Okay, sure.
All right, let's do another
I'll
one.
show you. I'll show you one of my bank fishing.
What's up, Sean? Jinkson's in here.
He's in. Cool.
It's Sean or Dawn. I don't know who that is, but I don't know which one's in. Not who that is.
I'll
That's
show you.
Nation.
Here's one of my bank fishing trophies here.
Well, hold on. Let me give you. That's the golden trout, Palomino.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. That's one of mine.
Very nice. Is that your lawnmower back here too, and the little tykes thing? Is that what you use for your food plots?
Nah, that's my daughter's batting.
Oh, okay. I thought that was your lawnmower you use.
That's how I taught my daughter how to hit.
Nice.
That had batteries in it.
It looked like a lawnmower. I was going to say, is that what you cut your food plots with?
It would pop the ball up and she could swing and hit it.
Yeah, that is a beautiful fish for sure.
Pretty cool.
Sean's in here. Nice. Yeah, if we hit our goal, Sean, we were going to give away one of these. I wasn't giving away mine, but I was going to buy another one to give away for the people in the chat if they hit our goal. We didn't hit it though. We only have one that put in for it, but if we would have got 5, I was going to do a giveaway with the X20. So we were going to do that tonight, but we didn't hit it. Dawn is listening. Okay, cool. So we're doing a giveaway, and we're giving away one your decals, Sean. We're giving away. Dawn threw these in there, so we're giving away a couple of these along with the hat hook. So we're gonna do that right now. Then we're gonna start wrapping it up, guys. Well, crap, next time. Yeah, hopefully next time we're gonna do a giveaway with the everybody will get in on it, but they weren't in on it today. We didn't hit our goal, so we're gonna do another X20 giveaway probably next time. Chris and I do an urban live or any live that Chris and I do here real soon. So let's do another giveaway with the Jinxum decal and the hat hook from Joe Bait and Tackle. So let's pick a number from 1 to 25, and let's see what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I picked a number. Let me hit go in the chat. Let's see here. We're gonna hit go in the chat. What the heck, go? All right, we got it. Go 1 to 25, guys. Whoever is closest without going over will win the Jinxum decal and the hat hook.
So while they're guessing, I need to know if Sean and Dawn went out the other night and if Sean ended up doing karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
I need to know. I need to know this.
River Rat is 3. River Rat picked. So did they go to – and then, Chris, you got something going on for the Ohio show, so we're not going to be able to get down to the Ohio show.
Yeah.
I wanted to get down there to see Dawn because Chris was going to buy lunch.
I might have. You know, just never know. What? That was what this
15th,
Saturday coming, huh?
15th.
Oh,
next
it's the 15th.
That's when you're getting your buck scored.
Oh, let me see now. He just posted and said the buck scoring's this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look again.
I believe it's the 15th is the Ohio show. Correct, Sean? Correct us if we're wrong. Of course, I'm lead singer in a rock band, real life. Yeah, he is a lead singer in a rock band.
Is that right?
Because they play at their when they have their bottling parties and stuff for their Deer P in their sense, he plays. They have the band playing for like some entertainment at their little shindig.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The 15th's the Clearfield Sportsman Show. That's what that is. So I got the buck scoring this weekend. I'm going to take a buck up and get it scored.
Yeah, 14th, 15th, and 16th, he's saying.
Okay, yeah, that's the Clearfield Sportsman Show. Yeah. That's one of my local shows I go to up here.
Yeah, so that's when they're doing their thing. The 15th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, they'll be at Ohio.
Yeah.
Yep. So
come
on, guys, pick. The only one that picked is River Rat. He picked 3, so we got to get some more picks.
Game dinner last night. I have scoring next weekend, and the 15th I got the Sportsman Show. But the next 2 weeks after that look like it's open.
Yeah.
And April's about open too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be doing some trout fishing in April probably, so that'll be good.
He was doing karaoke. She just sent me a picture of him singing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Hilarious. Good for you. I did that one time, Sean, and I thought I did really well, but I was told I didn't do so well. I was told that I was like a half a word behind and was slobbering, and
Were you drinking?
that was in my younger years. Yeah, I tried some Hank Williams songs, and
We used to go to Jekyll and Hyde's karaoke night. I'd sing all the
I mean,
time.
I thought it was great, man, but
My song I was singing was the Backstreet Boys though, so that was probably even worse.
Oh, Ted, that's
the
weak.
Backstreet Boys, yeah, man.
Man,
I was a Backstreet Boy in the day, you know.
I guess. I mean, I grew up with rap stuff, so I can't judge anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I was growing up, all that rap and breakdancing and crap was popular. So
MC Hammer. I used to like MC Hammer. MC
Hammer don't hurt him. Yeah.
Nope.
LL Cool J. Mama said knocked you out.
So we only got one pick for the sticker and hat hook, River Rat so far. So we're gonna give you about 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and then we have we'll pick the winner.
A lead singer since he was a teen. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can sing church hymns at church if I know the hymn. I can belt it out if I know it, because I can't read music.
Mm-hmm.
Can't read music at all. So
all right, 10 seconds.
I have to know the song. Other than that, I'm not a real good singer. Oh boy, she just sent me a bunch of incriminating pictures of Sean singing.
Nice.
Who is this? Is this some guys from the YMCA song or what? All decked out in leather, hard hats. That's hilarious.
Indians and stuff on there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna pick the number. The only one to pick the number was River Rat, so he won because he didn't go over. It was 19. So River Rat, you got my email address right there on the screen. Email me your address, and I'll send you out a hat hook and a Jinxum decal for sure.
She said Billy Idol lookalike.
Nice.
Very cool. It's Billy Idol with dark hair.
Nice.
Hilarious. Hey.
Jinxum, that's my Judas Priest outfit. Judas Priest
cool.
He calls it a Judas Priest outfit.
Hold on, let me. Can I show the people your Judas Priest outfit?
Rigged. River Rat says rigged.
Will you allow that? I'll show them your Judas Priest outfit.
We'll wait to get his answer, and then I'll put you on solo layout.
Yeah.
And show it to everybody.
He's all decked out.
He said sure. So there you go.
Sure. Okay, hold on.
The solo layout.
Hold on. Here. This one's a little blurry, but
nice.
He's in a leather suit. I'll give you a better shot of a leather suit. Hold on. Oh, there's a solo shot in the leather suit.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah.
What kind of music, Sean? I mean, I know it's rock band, but what was your music, man? I like all genres. I really do.
Yeah, I like them all.
I do. I listen to all kind of stuff.
All right, River Rat, just email me your address and I will send it out to you. We got another comment in here. Let's see. Lots of big hair.
He even sang at his own wedding.
Nice.
He even sang at his own wedding.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah, hairband stuff. Oh, I was a hairband addict. Loved all that stuff.
All right, so we got the giveaways. We had my mom, my dad, and then we had River Rat win. So we got 3 decals going out for the Jinxum decals, and we got 3 hat hooks going out as well. So, well, I can save on shipping because my mom and dad both won. I'll just give them the decals, and we'll give the hat hooks. And these hat hooks were given by Gary from Joe Bain Tackle. So thank you, Gary, for doing that as well.
Right.
We did not hit our goal to give away an X20. We did not give away the X20 tonight. I'm not giving this away. I'm going to purchase another bag for the winner, whoever would have won, but I'm not giving this away. I'm planting this.
I like that mix.
For sure. Yeah, that mix is a good mix. So we're going to do that. If next time we're going to give away something, it is frost seeding time. So I wanted to give away some X20, but we didn't hit the goal. We did have one, and that was, I can't remember who did. Chris, Indiana. donated for the goal. We only had 1 out of 5 hit the goal, so we are going to save that for another time. Thank you, Chris, for donating, though. I appreciate that. If you guys want to go over and check out some seed, because it is that time when you need to get all your P's and Q's, all your I's dotted and your T's crossed for frost seeding right now, getting ready for that spring. If you're frost seeding, go over to my link in the description of this video. You can save 10% on all the products, Jinx some seed. And we will be doing more of the seeding. I have the Jinx some seed. I just received my order 2 days ago, so I will be doing some frost seeding videos, as well as Chris will be doing some seeding videos as well.
Yes.
So I'll be using the Jinx some seed in my videos to show you guys, and we will do the progress also of the plots throughout the year. So make sure you're checking out that. Jinxum is one of those one-stop shops. Like, they got everything from minerals, they got seed, they got the scents, they got the drag rags, they got the ropes, they got the dabs, in their scents. They got the hangers, the scent hangers and things like that. They have apparel over there. Now, the only thing that my code won't work for is the apparel, because it's a print on demand thing. So the apparel, you don't get 10% off. But everything else you do. And then also, if you get your deer using the Jinx some Scents, how cool is it to use the seasoning to cook the deer meat? And that's what I love about them. That isn't the only thing I love about Jinx them. They're a family-run business. They're awesome people. They really care about their products. Do those save your ski gloves actually work? Good. Looking for gloves for driving a forklift in a freezer. Yeah, I like them, Jay, for sure. Those the ski gloves do work good. Now, I don't know for driving; they're a little bulky to drive, but I think that Savior does make a thinner glove that's heated as well. So you might want to check that out on a Savior.
Yeah, you know what I liked about the Jinxum was last night they did a live.
Yeah,
and if you use any of their products, anything.
If you buy them and get it, and they'll put it in a hat, and you can win.
Yeah, they did a drawing last night. If you shoot an animal or use one of their products to kill something, you take a picture of it and send it to them, you go into a drawing, and they give away stuff at the end of the year.
And that's not it, though, Chris. That ain't just
cool.
that. Yeah, they also do that if they put people in the hats every month who buy their products as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you get a chance to win something. But Sean and Dawn are great people. I mean, I am blessed. I'm blessed to be on the pro staff over there at Jinxum. I try to promote them every which way I can. I think they see that, and I love their products. That's why I promote them. They work. And they're sent this year. Like I said, it's second to none. There's no bull crap with them. They tell you everything you need to know. They're honest people. They're good people. They're they're fun to be around. It's a great company to be a part of, and I'm so glad.
And they're transparent.
They're transparent. They will talk about everything. Yeah.
They, people would ask questions. Yeah. I watch their lives all the time, and people would ask questions, and I mean, they tell them how it is.
Yeah, yeah, and they don't lie. They tell you straight up what's good to use. They won't ship you something that doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, okay, Sean, you didn't throw me the little kisses. I thought Sean was throwing it. He said they're from Dawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a great company to be a part of. You guys should go over, support those people. I mean, Sean and Dawn are great. They are. I love it because you don't see scent companies. There's a lot of scent companies out there that are secretive and don't want to say something. They have the deer bottling parties, man. Like, they have a good time at doing that. They don't hold nothing back. They show you their products speak for themselves. Put it that way. I
wish we weren't so far away.
I know. Well, we're 10 hours. We're 10 hours and like 40 minutes away, Chris. So
yeah,
it could happen. We could get out there.
That ain't terrible.
We could do a bottling party, man. We could go out there.
That ain't terrible.
No, we would have to pitch
a seminar idea in Michigan. He should have a seminar somewhere where I can get to.
Yep.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we could fly. We can drive. We could fly. We can drive, Chris. So we can get over there. Yeah. So, but all right, guys, we've been going on for 2 hours and 8 minutes. I gotta get something to eat. I'm getting a headache. I got to eat. Now I'm doing a diet now, guys. I'm staying away from the breads. I'm staying away from the sweets. I was at 2 birthday parties this weekend, and they had sweets and everything, and I didn't eat
That
anything.
would kill me.
So I'm eating like meat and veggies. So we're 5 minutes from the airport. That's cool. Yeah, we could definitely do some. We'll have to talk about that for sure. So, but yeah,
we can
maybe
get
10 minutes.
They can get us picked up.
Yeah.
Don't strand us at the.
We'll have to take
airport.
a tent. We can pitch a tent in the yard and stay over with the
Yeah, I'm not pitching a tent with you, Ted.
Not with me. You got to take your own tent. I'm not pitching no tent with you either.
I'm pitching a tent. Watch what you say.
There's a limit. There's a limit of at least 40, 50 yards between tents. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. Like I said, go over and check out the link in Jinx Some Sense of my in my description. Great company. I'm sure you'll like something there to get in and out. The small, easy airport to get in and out. Yep. That's cool. Check out all the partners and affiliates that I'm with on my channel, but definitely go over and check out in the description to Jinx Some Sense. They have a bunch of great products. They're great people. Support. They're not a huge company. They care about what they do. They care about their followers, their people, their customers. They care about you. So go over. I love supporting a group like that. I am blessed to be a part of the pro staff. So I'm looking forward to another great year with them. Last year was a great year. Chris, we got to get you over there, man. We got to get you in there. But I know I know. I got to get you over there, though, because you would be a great asset, dude. A great asset. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, check us out in the Backroads Outdoors TV network. Also the American Angler Outdoors Network. That's in the description. Go check out my apparel. Go buy some apparel, support the channel, and make sure you're going over. And Dawn's a Yinzer. She is a Yinzer, so she fits right in. Yep. Check out my store for my apparel. I'm going to try to get Chris. I might work on him to get his own little store here soon. So we're going to be talking about that in the future as well. Yeah, so go over, look out for more of these urban informational lives that Chris and I are doing. Check out Jinx Some Nation. On YouTube as well. Check out Chris's channel. We got to help him get monetized, get him those watch hours on his channel. So go over, run his playlist, go over, interact with his channel, City Sticker Chris.
Yeah, turn it on and go to bed. Let it play.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'm going to go get something to eat. Thank you all for coming in here. And like I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting. We want to preserve our sport and pass that on to future generations. And we will see you.
See you guys.